It's the final two games before the holiday break, and the Steelheads coming off an overtime win Wednesday for their fifth win in their last 7 contests here in Boise, as it's Rapid City and Idaho from the Idaho Central Arena. Good evening, hockey fans. Cam McGuire here alongside Steelheads goaltender Thomas Scholl. I mean, people that are watching, they're probably so sick of whatever goes on up here because it seems like every night someone's got a different costume on. And Scholey, I don't know if I consider, maybe people are happy. I mean, I like the sweater.
Well, you know, it is Christmas sweater jersey night today, and while I might not be on the ice wearing those, I felt like I could still be part of the team by wearing a Christmas sweater up here.
Fair enough. Our production team back there, why don't we roll a video from the St. Luke's Children's Hospital? A couple of the players went down last week, and the Steelheads wearing these specialty-themed jerseys, which you see for those folks watching on FloHockey TV or locally here on KTVB Channel 7.2. These jerseys are sharp, Scholey, designed by Steelheads front office member Carl Winks, and obviously all the proceeds from the jersey auction, which opened earlier this afternoon and closes Sunday at noon, will go towards St. Luke's Children's. And you know, we were talking about it on our radio pregame just a couple of minutes ago. This jersey auction with St. Luke's started during the inaugural season back in 1997 and has raised over $680,000. You see Patrick Kudla, Reese Harsh, Nick Kanade, and Brendan Hoffman all at the St. Luke's Children's Hospital last week. Obviously for a great cause, but like we said, jerseys are sharp.
Absolutely. They're great-looking jerseys, and that's part of the privilege of being an Idaho Steelhead, right? We're members of this community. We love being a part of great organizations like that give back, and it's awesome to hear that number you just said that goes to those kids.
Yeah, well, let's look back at the game Wednesday night. Steelheads, a 4-3 overtime win against the Rapid City Rush. Brendan Hoffman was the star of the show, scored a regulation goal to put Idaho in front 2-1 in the second. This game eventually needed overtime, and we check out the overtime goal here from Hoff for the team lead, and picked up a fighting major as well. I said, come on, Hoff, you can't pick up a Gordiow hat trick?
Yeah, I thought he had a really, really strong physical night. And you look at where both those goals were scored, right around the house, right? Getting to those dirty areas, battling, putting pucks in the net, getting rewarded for it.
Well, another close game for Idaho. They've now gone beyond regulation into overtime in 2 of their last 3 games. This is the Rapid City Club. They've played 14 one-goal game contests here, the most in the ECHL. We spoke with Brendan Hoffman earlier today about playing in these close games this type of year, and I think you and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. It seems like every night that we're playing a game, it's like playoff hockey, and we're not even till the Christmas break yet.
Absolutely. When it comes down to crunch time, we're going to see a lot more one-goal games, and those are the games that we're going to have to get comfortable in. And I think it's also an indicator that Rapid City's a lot better than their record shows. Like you said, most of their games have been one-goal games. That means they're in every single game. So despite having a losing record, they're no pushovers.
Yeah, we'll hear from Everett Sheen in just a moment here. But you talk about Rapid City, you know, maybe their record isn't indicative of – they're a strong team, and you look at them on paper, just 6-13-3-3. The Steelheads with the overtime win on Wednesday improved to 13-10-2 on this season. You know, one thing that really sticks out and something that we were talking about before coming on here is the balance of attack for this Idaho club. They have 6 skaters with 20 or more points, 3 skaters with double digits in terms of goals, 6 in terms of goals for scored this season. You look at this Rapid City team, 25th. They don't have any players. Their highest point getter is 19 points overall, Ryan Wagner, and he's the only skater with double digits in terms of goals. And, you know, the last couple of weeks we've seen it done. Obviously, Hoff had 2 goals in the win Wednesday night, but it seems like every night that the Idaho's putting up 4 or 5 goals, they're coming from 4 or 5 different skaters.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of really high-talent individuals on this team, and I think it shows in those games that we've had that have been high-scoring games. But, again, like, don't knock Rapid City for having less numbers. They're doing it by committee, right? So hopefully our guns are ready to fire again tonight, and we can shut those guys down even more.
Well, Idaho improved to 3-2 in overtime this season on Wednesday night. They fell last Friday to Tulsa 5-4 in the extra session with about less than a minute to go. We spoke with Everett Sheen about a relief of getting the overtime victory earlier this morning, and we previewed tonight's matchup and recalled Wednesday's game. Well, Coach, I joked yesterday with you about the reaction that I saw from up top to your reaction to the overtime goal. It was awesome. I don't know what, for whatever reason, I was just like, this is unbelievable. So bring me back to the overtime session on Wednesday. And not maybe relief, but kind of a sense like, all right, that felt really good?
It did. It felt really good. I mean, our group wasn't happy with obviously how the weekend went last week, and we were kind of down on ourselves, and then just to get that win felt almost like a weight off our shoulders, especially do it at home in front of our great fans. We never want to disappoint them. So when that one went in, I was pretty excited. Yeah.
Well, let's focus on the OT hero, Brendan Hoffman. He finished the game with 2 goals, a fighting major as well, and let's look at his season overall. 9 goals, 16 points for you guys. A player that was acquired this past offseason in a future considerations deal. And he's been great for you guys. And one thing I've really noticed about him is how big he is, but how fast he can be on the ice as well.
Yeah, he's a big man that can skate. He has skills, and when he's playing that big man game, he's very effective. He's got a lot of good puck skill. He's really good on his draws. Like I said, when he's banging bodies, getting in on the forecheck, and possessing the puck, it's hard to get off him because he is so big and so fast. So I thought he really played to his strengths on Wednesday.
Looking at overtime hockey as a whole, too, I think it was last year I always talked, it seemed like every game was ending in overtime, like within less than 90 seconds. And this year we've seen kind of a tale of two sides. We've seen things end early. We've seen things go down to the final minute. So as a coach, I'm sure you have to manage things differently when overtime continues to progress.
Absolutely. You got to really manage your bench, especially with 7 minutes. The 5 minutes you could probably get away with rolling 2 or 3 pairs. But once you get into that 7-minute overtime and you get into those last 2 minutes, you got to put guys that normally wouldn't be out there, just maybe to give your top scorers a rest. But it's definitely something to manage, and give yourself the best opportunity to win.
In terms of your lineup Wednesday night, dressed 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. I believe that's the first time that you've rolled out that combination this season. Slava Demin was back in for the first time since November 9th. And from what I saw, and even talking to some of his teammates earlier this morning, they were really pleased with how he played after missing nearly over a month.
Yeah, Slava was great. We kind of dressed 7 just to kind of ease him in. But, yeah, he stepped in, looked like he hadn't missed a beat, and it really kind of gave our group a boost, I think.
In terms of the goaltending position, Brian Thompson, he was fantastic. We'll see Ben Cross go here tonight. I know you guys are super excited to see what he can do.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Tomer was huge on Wednesday. I mean, he made point-blank save in the second period on a penalty kill. We tried to make a play and went right to them. And then big save right before we scored to win the game. So Tomer played great. And then, Crosby stepping in tonight. We got full confidence in him. He's a tremendous goalie, too.
Lastly here, obviously start the series off with the 4-3 overtime win on Wednesday. Now you'll play your final 2 games before the holiday break, and clearly here on home ice, you guys are looking to kind of close out this portion of your schedule on a strong note. So how do you do that throughout these 2 games?
We need to come out fast. We need to possess the puck in the O-zone. That's one of our strengths. Be solid defensively, which I thought we took a step forward on Wednesday. But just ultimately, as cliche as it is, play our game. Trust our systems, trust each other. Have fun, enjoy these last 2 before break, and then go into the break feeling good about ourselves, hopefully.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Best of luck and have some fun tonight.
Thanks for having me, Cam.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain
and cold refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
You know you want a burger, so make it my Smash Jack. Rated the best burger in fast food. It's even got more beef than a Big Mac. Chin up, Ronald. Maybe you'll get a participation trophy. My Smash Jack, now on sourdough.
Welcome to Talking About.
When you choose a Blue Moon, everything becomes brighter. Crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander, Blue Moon is made brighter.
Propellant Racing scores! Oh my goodness! And the Steelheads victorious!
It's time now for Idaho Steelheads hockey, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, the exclusive credit union provider of the Idaho Steelheads, Idaho Central Arena, and the Grove Hotel. Coors Light, cold as the Rockies. Choose chill. Project Filter, you decide when, we will show you how. St. Luke's, for more than 100 years, Idaho families have been choosing St. Luke's Boise Medical Center. And Blue Cross of Idaho, born of the people and places we know best.
Well, last time Matt Radomski played in this building, he was pretty darn sharp. He helped the Rush to a 3-game series sweep over Idaho. He gets the first start for Rapid City here this week after Christian Prope suffered the loss on Wednesday, making 42 saves in the 4-3 overtime loss. Here tonight, the Steelheads hand things off to Ben Cross. He played last Friday evening, 43 saves in a 5-4 overtime loss against the Tulsa Oilers. 5 times this year, a goalie for Idaho has made 40 or more saves, and Ben Cross has done so on 2 separate occasions. Cam McGuire back upstairs with you inside the broadcast booth alongside another goalie who's made 40 or more saves in a game this year, Thomas Scholl. Mark Brose joins us downstairs at ice level in between the benches. 4-man officiating crew here tonight. How we doing down there, Brose?
Hey, I'm ready for Christmas.
Well, you got to wait a little bit.
Oh, I'm ready for this game.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought maybe tonight you'd be wearing a helmet after Brady
no.
Puteau almost ended up in your lap in overtime there.
Who was that?
28, Brady Puteau, who's starting on the blue line right now for Rapid City.
He was so funny.
I was a little worried for you.
No. Come on. Old school.
Well, we're underway here on this Friday night from downtown Boise. The Steelheads enter tonight's game 13-10-2. The Rapid City Rush 6-13-3-3. Cross standing down to our right inside the trapezoid, plays it up the far wall. Steelheads starting with the line of C.J. Walker, A.J. White, Francesco Arcuri, Patrick Hudla, and Trevor Zins. Back defensively. Idaho first time this year in their specialty-themed jerseys, the first of 3 this year. These ones are pretty darn sharp, which we talked about surely on our pregame.
Yeah, they're looking good out there. I love a specialty jersey that doesn't smack you in the face.
Yeah.
You know, this one still looks like it could be a real uniform.
Walker will dump the puck in here to the near corner. Thomas Caron wraps it up the far wall, and Martin for Rapid City will hoist it out through center. So the Steelheads in their specialty-themed sweaters going right to left here in the first. The Rush in their reds for the second straight game. Delayed offside call against Idaho, out with Crone, Caron, and Pelton Bice. Zach Hoffman for the Rush sends it back behind the cage of Cross. Now at the left point, stepping in is Holden Whale, and our first shot of the game comes 70 seconds in, and it'll be swallowed up by Ben Cross. Surely I talked on Wednesday night, and Brosey, I think you remember this. I hope Ben Cross has been getting his airline points this year because he's been going up and down quite a bit.
Hey, I was going to ask, Choli, do you take sticks when you get called up?
Usually you'll bring a couple just in case you're meeting the team on the road or something like that, but they typically have plenty of your sticks ready to go for you up there.
Yeah, you don't charge the American Hockey League.
Yeah. Well, they're paying for the flight one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly.
But they, you could bring them back. You know, that's what I'm saying. You get a new stick out of the deal.
Yeah. It's a little bonus for them.
Hank Crone in front of the scorer's table. Sends it back in front of the Idaho bench for Punnett. Now Caron gets a step behind the defender. A forehand shot and a glove save by Radomski, and he'll snare it up with 18-14 remaining in the first.
That's not an easy save to make for your first one of the night there. Radomski's looking sharp early on. But yeah, great chance for Karan on the rush there.
Thomas Karan scored in the second period on Wednesday night. A power play goal, a minute 9 seconds in to tie the game at 1. Snapped the 9-game goalless drought. Idaho out with Oliver, Kanade, and Miller up front. Sorry, my headset, I can hear an echo right now.
Oh, I'll help you out.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
You know,
just keep talking. That'll help.
The best thing about those jerseys, they actually look like sweaters. And
yeah, they do. Yeah.
And I did hear you say the Santa Claus hat on the fish is your favorite.
Great. Yeah, I love that.
A nice little cherry on top.
Now a loose puck in front of Cross. I just texted Jamie Manning, our wonderful production engineer, and within 3 seconds of me being like, this headset sounds like it's from 1940, we're back to it sounding like it's 2024.
Cam, you ever have fun and put on the 1940s broadcaster voice while you're up here?
No, I don't smoke cigarettes.
I want him to do a game like Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Or who else? Christopher Walken.
I'm thinking the old Foster Hewitt Hockey Night in Canada days, you know? Over on the blue line, put the puck on net.
Dan Kelly.
Face off here, glove side of Cross. His 6 wins this year, tied for 6th in the league. 2 losses in overtime, 2 regulation losses. Brendan Hoffman starts up ice right to left for the Steelheads. Outside the right circle, a long-range shot, glove down by Radomski.
Hoffman, the smartest guy that never went to Bowling Green.
He didn't even go to college, Brosine. He's that intelligent.
I'm on the concourse. We're hearing it all over the place.
Everywhere, surely everywhere I go.
He's an articulate.
Everyone's like, oh, Brendan Hoffman, he's so intelligent and articulate. He even scores on Wednesday after we interviewed him on air. The first thing he said,
I had to look up 4 words.
I think the ref said that too when they were breaking that fight up, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a shot from center ice, punched away by Cross. Our Curry in the far corner, he had 2 helpers on Wednesday night. Was reassigned by Texas last week. This is his 4th game. Rapid City with a takeaway through center. Davis through the left circle. His shot high and wide off the right corner glass, kept in by Puteau. Now Gore will angle it down low to the captain, Wagner. Zinn's in there to provide a shoulder. Davis in for reinforcements. And Idaho's our Curry will flip it through center ice, and the Steelheads head off for a full sail change. Kudla up the right wing for Crone. Plays it behind him for Walker. Here's a 3-on-2. Crone, high slot. Wrister turned away, and the rebound smacked out by Radomski. It looked like he was just able to fight that off with his glove.
Exactly, that's the right word to use. Kind of fought it off, and A.J. White was crashed the net, got a good second opportunity at it.
White will snap it up the left wing. Here comes Crone again, outside and in of Whale. Skates it into the corner. Walker arriving at the scene, sends it to the left point. Register steps in, pulls to his backhand. Now leaves back at the center of the line. Kudla to the net, off the post. Crone trying to reset it back for Kudla. And now skip back out through center. C.J. Walker has Patrick Kudla for our first goal challenge, so my heart just sunk. I was going to pick him, and then Walks picks him. And then I had a bunch of inside information telling me Trevor's in, so I went with Trevor's in.
I like both those picks.
Jade Miller sends it out in front.
I'm going with Henry.
Going with Hank Crone?
Yep. I'm going to talk to him in the first period.
First intermission tonight.
I like the D trend. I'm gonna say Reese Harsh.
Harsh blows a tire behind the net of Cross. Colella, a couple stick handles now to the net, and his shot turned away with the left arm of the rookie netminder. Bowman sends it to the line. Hyman to the net, deflected away wide. Jack Jeffers there trying to deflect it past Cross. Colella now, same position. His shot this time saved by the right arm of Cross. And Idaho will hoist it back behind the rush blue line.
some great patience from Cross there. On those bad angle shots, what they're really trying to get you to do is leave that post, open up a hole. Crosby just kind of built that wall up, shut those arms, made sure there was nothing that was going to leak through.
And then told his defenseman, stop that play.
Connor Millimuk snaps this shot wide. Now it's Smedzrud who resets up the near wall. A takeaway from Idaho's Demon. Kanade dumped from behind by Bykov as Pelton Bice weaves his way through center. To the right wing, he'll flip behind the cage of Radomski. Karan in on it. Drives it up the near side. Now cycles it to the half wall for Kanade. Out to the blue line. Kanade thought for a second he was going to leave it for Zins. Now finds McCollum right circle, and his wrist shot off the shin pad of Brady Puteau up into the protective netting. 14:07 to play here in the first. No score early on. Shot 6-3 Rapid City.
Yeah, on that shot from Kudla that hit the post, I think that a lot of people just see that as a little wrist shot from the point. How dangerous could it really be? When you get those layered screens, though, it's so challenging to crack that puck. As a goaltender, you're going to lose sight of that puck 1, 2, 3 times. Let's get its way to the net.
It's almost like he's played goalie before, Rosie. Got an offside call here against Idaho. Mike White chiming in here tonight. Bowling Green is, I don't want to mess this up. Bowling Green, the Yale of Ohio, he says, Rosie.
Oh, no, that's Miami of Ohio.
Oh, I feel left out.
Oh,
a part of this crew.
Oh my gosh,
I mean, 66.7% of this broadcast team tonight.
Yeah, well,
has a degree from Bowling Green.
Yeah,
Here's a bout count front by McCollum off the crossbar, and Over scores. Mark over on the far side of the crease will backhand it home, giving Idaho a 1-0 lead early into the first.
That's fun.
Just like we talked about in the pregame show, right? Getting pucks to the net, crashing, getting those second opportunities like Brendan Hoffman did.
It took a while. Jolie, it was frustrating to see the Steelheads not crash the net. You know how hard it is when there's a lot of feet and movement and just chaos in front of you, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It makes things a lot harder on the goaltender.
So Mark Alver gets his third goal this season from Lyndon McCollum at Connor Punnett at 6:12. Another goal in the blue paint, and we saw a couple of those on Wednesday night, especially from Brendan Hoffman. An area last Friday when Idaho fell in overtime 5-4 against Tulsa where they kind of got out-muscled in front of that blue paint. Here's a breakaway for Wagner on Cross to his forehand, and he scores.
Wow.
Nice move from the captain, and just like that, we're back to a tie score.
Wow. Is that what this game is going to be?
I hope it's not going to be like that all night long, but yeah, it's a great move from Wagner, and I think that's another Achilles heel that we faced this season is momentum shifting back and forth really rapidly, right? Like after that first shift after scoring a goal is an opportunity to continue having that momentum, and unfortunately we kind of just turned it back over.
So Ryan Wagner gets his team leading 11th of the season, 23 seconds after Alver gave Idaho a 1-0 advantage. Reset back at center ice. Idaho sends out the line of Crone, Pelton, Bice, and Karan. All three of those skaters, 20 or more points. We talked about it pregame. Idaho has 6 players that have produced 20 or more points this year. Crone leading the ECHL with 32, while Pelton, Bice is 29, are tied for 4th. Wagner back deep in his defensive end, slides it to his right for Zach Hoffman, who skates it out through center. Beats Denny Gore down the right wing. Gore will dump it back behind the net of Cross. Now to the left point, Whale will send it back to the corner. Zins on Davis, now Kudla and Pelton Bice arriving. 3-on-2 battle. Pelton Bice will kind of back off a little as the puck will hop out to his handle, but then Gore with a little bit of a stick lift. Rapid City turns it over to the stick of Crone, who headmans it forward through center for Karan. 1-on-3, loses it in front of the rush bench, and he'll head off for a change as Wales back behind the cage of Radomski. 12:17 to go here in the first period. Oliver tries to send this to the net, blocked away. Crone out in front. Oliver, a backhander, and a left pad save by Radomski. What a start to this one here on this Friday night in downtown Boise. 1-1 the score reads with 12:09 remaining the first when we come back.
Everywhere you look, it's getting harder to afford the basics. That's why we're fighting to lower the cost of health care. It's not an easy task, but the people of Idaho deserve it. We're Blue Cross of Idaho, and we're always on your side.
You know you want a burger, so make it my Smash Jack. Rated the best burger in fast food. It's even got more beef than a Big Mac. Chin up, Ronald. Maybe you'll get a participation trophy. My Smash Jack, now on sourdough.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Well, Mark Oliver put Idaho out in front 1-0. Second time in the last 4 games the Steelheads have taken a 1-0 advantage. They had gone 7 straight falling behind by a score of 1-0, but 23 seconds after Oliver's third of the year, Rush captain Ryan Wagner with his team leading 11th of the season. Cam McGuire back with you inside the Idaho Central Arena alongside Steelheads goaltender Thomas Scholl. Mark Brose down at ice level in between the benches. Just inside 12 minutes to play in the opening frame. Idaho right to left here. Kanade in the offensive end from the left circle. He'll send a wrist shot wide into the far corner. Steelheads with Oliver, Miller, and Kanade up front. Demon and Punnett on the back line. Hyman for the rush. Snaps it up the right wing for Colella at the red line. Punnett will step up in the play, and Colella will swing back behind his own blue line and leave it in front of the cage for Aaron Hyman. Hyman ahead for Jeffers, and once again, he'll track back. Steelheads doing a good job here as Hyman will push it to his left. Jeffers across the offensive blue line for Rapid City. Pulls up. C.J. Walker off the bench with a stick lift, and Idaho will look to push the pace here. 3-on-2 developing. Arcuri, right circle for White in front of a backhander. A left pad stop by Radomski. Wow, a fantastic save by Matt Radomski as the captain, A.J. White, trying to put Idaho with a 2-1 lead. Arcuri outside the far dot, cuts to the high slot, and a wrist shot off the stick of Rapid City's Constantino and up into the netting.
Radomski's looked real sharp early on here. He's made a couple nice glove saves. See he was tracking the puck well, and then right there, just a 10-beller on a great pass and a great move by the captain.
A.J. White looking for his 4th goal in his last 6 games. Heads into this matchup here tonight on a 5-game point streak. He'll take the offensive zone draw glove side of Radomski as he leans in against Chaz Smedzrud. Smedzrud wins it back. Bykov turns it over through center as Arcuri will wind it up through the center circle. Arcuri for Walker in front, forehand shot, and he scores! Oh, baby! That was pretty! C.J. Walker at 9:17 in the first period lifts it upstairs on Radomski on a feed from Arcuri, and the Steelheads retake the lead. It's 2-1.
A kick and a toe drag and a shelf? Oh, man.
That's a highlight reel goal for the Boise, Idaho native right there. I know his family's in the building. His little brother's back in town for Christmas break playing Division III hockey out east. I'm sure that felt pretty good for CJ to put that one in.
That was pretty, too. It looked like he wanted to kind of pull it back to his backhand. Then he just kind of like used his hands and leaned in a little bit. And a great individual effort there by C.J. Walker for his 6th goal of the season from Arcuri and White.
Just a great shift overall for Walker, honestly. That back check where he stripped that puck that led to the 3-on-1 chance in the previous shift, and it just led right on into that move.
So points in 6 straight now for A.J. White, tying his season high in terms of a point streak. Came into this game 18 helpers, tied for 4th in the ECHL. Here's Rapid City's Mans through the high slot. His shot off the stick of Kudla and up into the netting.
I'm sure he wants that pass back. A blind pass. Off the boards.
Frustration out of the former Steelhead Millimuck down at the bench there.
Not taking advantage of a good turnover.
Face-off blocker side of Cross. 10:07 to play in the first. Steelheads leading it 2-1. Draw one back by Rapid City's Bernie. Right point Hoffman tipped through the right circle by Bernie and off the right pad of Ben Cross. McCollum carries it out through center. He'll angle it to the far corner. And they're going to say he did not gain the red line, it looks like. So an icing call, and this draw will come back the other way.
Yeah, we're not going to get our TV timeout here.
That'd be nice to get one on an icing.
Yeah, Rosie's got to have some cookies down there.
Yeah. So here's a look at it. Did he get the red? Yeah, I guess he did.
Hey, Cam, can you just buy the socks for the hockey socks? Those are cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works.
We could probably sneak you a pair of those
for you,
after the game.
And you'll even get AJ White's sock tape. We'll throw that in.
AJ hasn't even sampled my eggnog yet.
He's a professional athlete, bros.
Big Mike would.
Yeah, that's true. Shots 8-8. Oliver and Walker the goals with Idaho.
Whoa.
Karan able to avoid the hit from Gore. And now Register will stretch it for Hoffman. Right to left, here comes Karan. And an offside call. We'll step aside with 9:20 to go in the first. Idaho leading it by 1.
Hey, grab me one too.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
CJ Walker, the Boise native, with his 6th goal of the season moments ago to give Idaho a 2-1 lead. Cam McGuire back with you here inside the Idaho Central Arena in downtown Boise. Game 2 of this best-of-3 set here this week between the Steelheads and the Rush. Idaho came away victorious Wednesday 4-3 in overtime. Alongside Idaho goaltender Thomas Scholl, Mark Burrows down at ice level in between the benches. Here comes Walker trying to flip it into the O-zone. It was gloved down by Rapid City Zach Hoffman at the Idaho attacking line. And now Pelton Bice able to squib it to the near corner. Steelheads in their specialty-themed jerseys. Skating right to left. Here come the Rush. It's Luke Millimuck making his professional debut. Signed earlier this week out of Niagara University. Far wall, Hoffman's drive to the net, sticked off by Cross up into the netting.
And that's 9 guys from CJ's high school.
Yeah, Notre
right?
Dame up in Wilcox, Saskatchewan. They did a little picture before pregame.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Another fun fact is the CJ's little brother that I mentioned earlier, Cody, was a classmate of Brian Thompson's as well at Notre Dame Academy.
Oh.
Draw one back here by Bernie to the blocker side of Cross. Out to the blue line, Constantino snaps a wrister that gets blocked away. Idaho on the move through center. On the back check was Bernie to force the takeaway. Mans now cuts back behind his own blue. And we'll leave for Constantino, far circle. Billy Constantino to the left wing. Bernie gets to the blue line. Wedged off the puck by Zins. And now Rodzinski for Idaho wraps it up the near side. Kept in by Hyman as Kanade gave chase. Those two have dropped the gloves against one another this season. Kanade down his off wing, pestered by Colella. Mans comes in to scoop the puck up. Down to the far corner, Colella. Along the back wall, now to the half wall. Mans, right point, across the line for Constantino. Constantino skates it to the right side, now to the far hash marks. Mans' shot and a left pad save from Cross. Rapid City keeps it in the attacking end to our right. 7:26 to go here in the first. Hyman cutting in front, threw it right out to the top of the blue paint, intercepted by Kanade. Rapid City keeping it in, and Colella deflected it, and Cross jumps out of his skates. And we'll glove this one down for a face-off. 7:17 to play. Idaho on top 2-1.
That's a big cover by Crosby there. We were getting a little bit mixed up in our defensive coverage. We started off pretty good, but just with that Rapid City movement, it seemed like we kind of lost our guys. So big cover to kind of get a face-off and reset.
Yeah, Miller wants that one back. You got to go off the plexiglass and out, or, hard off the boards.
Here's Jeffers in front for Bowman, and they score. Right off the face-off to the glove side of Ben Cross. Jack Jeffers below the near circle goes to the far side of the crease. And Parker Bowman with his second goal of the season ties it up at 2.
Yeah, Matt Register a little bit upset off that face-off. It looked like his stick got knocked out of his hands, which led to this little short odd-man rush here.
Well, Sholey, we talked about, you mentioned it earlier, a lot of times this season, Idaho's opponent has been able to counter, and after Walker gave the Steelheads a 2-1 lead at 9:17, Bowman's second goal of the year, both have come against Idaho now, come shortly after at 12:48.
Yeah, not to take any credit away from our opponents, but I think our biggest enemy this year has been ourselves, and that momentum shift is a big part of that, I'd say.
Have we gone up 2 goals in a bunch of games, or never, Cam?
I don't. Off the top of my head, I'm not going to be able to answer that. What do you think I am, Houdini? You should know that. You were at morning skate today, doing your homework.
Yeah. And actually, the team was working on face-offs, blocking guys out. What happened?
Here's Bykoff trying to give Rapid City their first lead of the game. His shot deflected up into the netting.
Sholey, who do you think Steelhead's biggest opponent, crosstown rival, is it Utah?
I would probably say consistently Utah, yeah.
South Dakota's getting close, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We always had tough games against Rapid City.
Yeah, tonight the 111th all-time meeting between these two clubs. Idaho's 74-29-7 against the Rush, including 35-13-5 here at the Idaho Central Arena. This season, Steelheads 3-2-1 against Rapid City, 1-3 here in Boise. Idaho faces no opponent more than the Rush. They collide for a combined 14 matchups this year. 6:08 to go here in the opening frame. Puck tied up in the near corner in the Idaho end to our right. Demon trying to shovel it free. And now Pelton Bice able to locate it as Crone will fling it off the far glass. Caron going to try to beat out this icing. Martin had a step on him, but it looks like the icing is beaten out. Rapid City will try and counter back towards the neutral zone. Intercepted by Punnett through center, and he'll play it back into the attacking end to our left. Puteau will lead the charge left to right. Drops back for Davis at his own blue line. And he'll just slide it into the Idaho end. Kudla up ahead. Crone tries to direct it in deep. Holden Whale back to retrieve. Will shake off of Hoffman and fire it to the far wall for Puteau. Up to the attacking line. Wagner just able to get a piece on it. As Rapid City will head in on the forecheck. Behind the cage, register for Hoffman, and he'll fling it off the far glass as well. Zach Hoffman now for Rapid City. Up the right wing. Intercepted by Mark Oliver, who made it 1-0 earlier in this period. Walker in front, the other Idaho goal scorer tonight. Puck taken away by Whale. And Wagner will use his speed and skate it free through the neutral zone. Wagner backhands it in. Dumped to the seat of his pants by the veteran Oliver. Hudlin now turns it over to Wagner. And Hoffman there, and Wagner will draw the penalty as Hoffman got his stick wedged between the skates. To the bench for Domsky. Extra attacker on now for the rush. Out through center. Hoffman skates back behind his own blue and leaves for Mauricio Colella. Delayed penalty call here against Idaho. 4:18 to go in the first, all even at 2. We'll see our game's first power play once Idaho takes possession here.
Yeah, those turnovers can be costly in more ways than one, right? I mean, sometimes that's a grade A scoring chance or a goal against, and other times you take a penalty trying to defend the turnover. So we got to clean up our play with the puck a little bit. Maybe that play doesn't even happen.
So Zins will touch this up behind the net of Cross. We will take a 1-minute timeout for our radio audience. Rush will try to take the lead as Brennan Hoffman to the box with 3:58 to go in the first when we come back. Hoffman in the box, 2 minutes for tripping. And Rapid City trying to snap a 6-game goalless drought on the power play. 0 for 14 during that span. Steelheads were 3 for 3 on the penalty kill Wednesday night. This is a penalty kill, Sholey. You look at head coach Everett Sheen, who's in charge of the penalty kill. Started off the season, it was a little rocky. But since, I don't know, probably since early, mid-November, things have really improved.
I think that we have a lot of confidence in our penalty kill right now. Obviously, we don't want to test the other team's power play too much, but with that said, I think that our penalty kill has really won us a lot of games here as of late.
Yeah, Steelheads went 44 of 49 on the kill during the month of November. They allowed 5 power play goals against on 20 shorthanded deficits in October. They're 23 of 28 here in December and 12th in the league on the year at 84.5%. Meanwhile, Rapid City 25th out of 29 teams on the power play, converting slightly over 14%. Rush controlling here on the man advantage down to our right. Shots 12-8 in the game, all even at 2. Charles Martin, quarterback in this unit. A wrist shot off of Idaho's Oliver. Kept in here on the near wall by Davis. Down low, back behind the net of Cross. Zins will body Gore up. And now Miller helping Zins. Puck squirts free to punt it. And the rookie defender will sail it 200 feet, 40 seconds into the penalty kill, brought to you by Jack in the Box.
Great start to the kill there. You got to love seeing a veteran player like Mark Oliver just eating pucks.
Steelheads head for a change. Rapid City will drag it back in. Now in front was tipped down by Smedzrud. White, McCollum, Register, and Cudlow here. A minute gone by, and the tripping minor to Hoffman. Inside 3 minutes to play in the first. Denny Gore to the top of the right circle for Brett Davis. Davis up top, Martin swings it to his left. Wagner back for Martin. Now Davis. Davis and Martin trade places. Martin down low to the goal line. Smedzrud near side. Across the zone. His pass deflected. It was gloved down by Davis. Now out to the blue line. Wagner's long-range wrist shot. Right pad save. Davis goes in front, and Smedzrud scores.
We'll see if this one stands. To me, that looked a little bit like a kicking motion, but...
Yeah, A.J. White was right there. And one of the officials was right there. He signaled right for a goal, but I'd be shocked if they don't take a look at it.
Let's see here.
Might have gone off Whitey's skate.
It might have gone off Whitey's skate, you're right. I think that's maybe why we're seeing that exasperated look off the captain's face there.
He skated right to the bench.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going off Whitey's skate. That's unfortunate bounce. They're going to take a look at it, but that goal's going to stand.
If it didn't come off Whitey, there was a motion there.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I just saw the leg kind of swinging in there, and I thought it went off that, but yeah, I think camera kind of shows pretty clearly that it's going off AJ.
Well, we'll wait on.
You know, there was a movie 15 feet from stardom. I'm really close to Jefferson Dahl right now.
Yeah, right off.
There it is.
Whitey's toe, it looked
right
like.
off the toenail.
Is that scary for you, bros?
That, it's just inspiring.
That's the word we all were looking for.
You must have helped him with his hair tonight.
That was all done by himself. Only thing, here they come. So a good goal. The only thing that I could think of, and when you watch it again, like maybe there was a possibility that it went off Whitey's skate and then it went off of Smedzrud's skate. But the other angle was.
I think the reaction kind of says it all.
Yeah.
We're gonna see if we can kind of create our own little counter momentum here.
Well, I think it'll be Brett Davis's tally, which would be his 5th goal against Idaho this year, his 8th overall on the season. Had a hat trick in this building back in November. So 2 unanswered from the rush. Right now it says Chaz Smedzrud. We'll see if that gets changed or not. With 2 minutes to go here in the first, Steelheads will look to tie it up late in the frame. Here's Pelton Bice right to left. To the left circle, Karan. He couldn't control the pass. Now back to the far corner. Pelton Bice through the high slot. Sticked off by Bowman. Swept back in by Karan. Right point Zins. For Pelton Bice at the top of the right circle. Backhands it for Zins. Now to the near side, Crone. Angled up against the boards by Colella. Slips it behind the net. Pelton Bice resets it up top. Zins to the left point. Demon, wrister, rebound. Karan stayed out, but he draws the penalty. How in the world did that stay out?
He's made some incredible saves on AJ and then Cron right there.
So at 18:31, it'll be a hooking minor to Rapid City, Zach Hoffman.
Yeah, that's a great save. I think we found the playbook, though, for how we're going to create our scoring chances. Getting pucks to the net, getting bodies in front, getting those rebounds. We get chances like that, I don't see him making too many saves like that throughout a night.
So Smedzrud's tally has officially been changed to Davis. Idaho gets their first power play of the game. A power play goal in 4 of their last 5. But Rapid City starts the penalty kill off with a clear to our right. Steelheads were 1 for 2 on the man advantage Wednesday. And Idaho back on in right to left. But a stick there from Poutot to knife it away from Pelton Bice. Here's a shorthanded look from Davis. And his wrister turned aside by Cross. And Davis will just send it all the way back into his own zone with a minute to go in the period. Shot 16-9 Rapid City. And Punnett will settle it down behind Cross. Up the right wing, Pelton Bice will snap it in. Bowman now near half wall, tries to skip it out. Directed back in by Punnett at the left point. Now to the far circle, Pelton Bice. Down to the near corner for Crone. Kudla now, Pelton Bice, far dot, a wrist shot, score! Tie Pelton Bice, a power play goal to tie the game at 3. His league leading 6 on the man advantage with 29 seconds remaining in the first. A wrister from the right circle off the feed at the left half wall from Kudla. And Pelton Weiss able to beat Radomski. We get to look at the overhead angle. Beats him far side.
You can't keep him quiet for long.
He's got that wicked shot. It's kind of the goal scorer's goal location, right over the pad. It's such a difficult spot for a goalie to make a save, and Beiser is pretty lethal at hitting it.
Team leading 14th goal of the season. Here's Kanade. His drive to the net, deflected up into the netting.
Hey, Brosy, you said it after that first 2 goals of the game. Is it going to be like this all night?
6 goals.
6 goals in the first, back and forth, back and forth. So, yeah, I guess you made a pretty decent prediction there.
Most combined goals in a period in a Steelheads game to date.
It's a huge answer goal for us there.
Miller wins the face-off, far wall, Kanade. Now in the corner. Someone keeps calling me from a no-caller ID. I don't know who it is. Leave me alone. All right, we're all tied at 3 after the first period, and surely we'll have a lot to break down. Our first period stats and summary brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. Mark Brose will speak with Hank Crone outside the Idaho locker room when we return. 3-3 through 20 minutes. Stay with us.
Papa Murphy's new cheesy stuffed crust pizza. Made fresh by us, baked fresh by you. Starting at $13.99, it's the hottest, meltiest stuffed crust pizza you'll ever have. Because it goes straight from our kitchen to yours. Fresh out of your oven, piping hot, cheesy goodness. It's what stuffed crust pizza should be.
Hey, grab me one too.
Scandinavian Designs is proud to partner with the Idaho Steelheads to celebrate our Nordic roots. We know the arena is the best place to watch a game, but having a sports sanctuary at home is an easy win. Get the best seat in the house with our premium power reclining sofas and sectionals, featuring cup holders, USB ports, and more. Visit our Boise showroom to find your favorite, or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com.
I've always wanted to do that.
He's wanting to do that. Next round on me.
KTVB Plus is your destination for all things Idaho. Get live breaking news, catch up on newscasts,
to what's in the news
get
today.
your local sports fill,
Welcome on into Bronco Roundup.
your first alert weather
Able to
forecast,
get out and enjoy the sunshine.
watch special programming, and so much more.
Oh, this is fun.
With KTVB Plus, watch anytime on your schedule, all for free. It's live, it's local, and it's streaming right now. Download the KTVB Plus app for free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV today.
Number 67 in the house, Hank Crone. Do you ever get Henry anymore?
No, never. That's just when my mom's mad at me, I guess.
Yeah. So you're a right winger, left winger, and a point guy.
Yeah, I try to be. You know, that's my job, is to produce and create offense for us. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different points to the game and things you got to do, but I'd say that's my role, and obviously trying to do that to help us win.
You know, we talked earlier in the season, and how's it going so far? I mean, staying healthy and...
Yeah, everything's great. Everything's been awesome. It's obviously, I told you last time we talked, it was an easy transition. So now we're right in the middle of things, right in the swing of things, and just trying to get 2 points, every game that we can, and battle our way in this playoff push.
Well, the team is getting ready for a break, and we were just talking about it. Do you get a break?
Yeah, we get a couple days off, so I'm going to head home to Dallas and see family and friends, and then we're right back at it, get into Wichita on the 26th, and right back in the routine.
What's been successful for you? Just, you're racking up the points and playing with some good guys. This is a money line. Those guys are flying for you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, it's you can't do it by yourself. So, testament to my line mates, all the guys I've played with this year. Even if it's for a little bit, everybody kind of chipping in. But at the end of the day, I mean, we got a lot of guys that are doing that, and a lot of guys that are producing and having really good years. So it's exciting to see, and exciting for the second half for sure.
So I'm with Hank Crone, and you're just an incredible shooter, and a passer and a skater. How come the goalies keep getting bigger?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I wish you would maybe ask some of them that. Hopefully, I think the gear is maybe a little too big. I don't know, but no, yeah, it's a great league, and obviously the goaltending's a huge part of it. It's a big part of the affiliations and getting guys ready for the NHL. So, yeah, it's a struggle to score every night. So when it goes in, it feels that much better.
Yeah, right. Thanks for doing this, and happy holidays. I got a Christmas present for you, some Warrior golf balls.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll lose those quick.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
We joked with Scorsy on Wednesday. Now Brosy's handing out Callaway golf balls. Earlier in the year, he was handing out Pro Vs. I think his stock is limited.
Yeah, I mean, I think he knows that Santa Claus is going to be bringing some good
That's
gifts.
true. Maybe come the new year, the Pro V ones will be stocked back up. But we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here from the Idaho Central Arena. What a first period we saw, and we'll break it down for you here with our first period stats and summary, always brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. Well, the most goals combined in a Steelheads game this year, as each team able to pot 3 overall shots favored Rapid City 16-10. And surely, if we continue at this rate, we're going to head to overtime, all tied at 9.
Yeah, I hope for the goalie's sakes. As a goalie myself, I don't want to see a 9-9 game. But it was an exciting period for a fan, for sure. A lot of back and forth action. 2 highlight reel goals on both ends. CJ Walker had a great breakaway, and their guy, I can't remember who it was.
Wagner
had a great breakaway goal on their side. We'll see the highlights here.
Yeah, let's take you back. One thing I want to focus on, too, is the separation of goals in that period, and we'll bring it up throughout these 6 goals. Mark Oliver would give Idaho a 1-0 lead with his 3rd tally of the year. That one came at 6-12. Lyndon McCollum hitting the crossbar. Connor Punnett picks up the secondary assist. But here we go. 23 seconds later, mentioned the breakaway score. Here it is from Ryan Wagner.
Yeah, great move there. Freezes Crosby up with this fake, gets the quick move back and beats him back to the post. It's a fantastic move. He shushes the crowd right there, which honestly, when it comes right that quick, it kind of is quieting the crowd down.
Yeah, team leading 11th of the season. CJ Walker midway through the first. This would come 2:25 after Wagner's tally, and the Boise native putting Idaho right back out in front.
Just a beautiful goal. The way he handles that puck, picking it up with his feet, splitting the defenseman, getting in there and scoring that goal. It's awesome.
Okay, well, what about 3:31 later? Face-off win for the Rush, and Parker Bowman set up at the top of the crease from Jack Jeffers, as it looks like he just beat Cross. Low blocker side. That would tie it up at 2. Then Rapid City would head on the power play at 16:02 and 84 seconds into the man advantage. Unfortunate bounce there for the Steelheads, and Rapid City's Brett Davis will get credit with the goal, making it 3-2. Now that came 4 minutes and 48 seconds later, so a little bit of more breathing room from the other previous goals that we saw. Then Idaho would get a power play with 1 minute and 29 seconds left in the period. And Ty Pelton Bice, a minute into the man advantage, would get his team-leading 14th goal this season. His league-leading 6 on the power play. That came 1:55 after Davis's power play marker shortly before. Well, we've known that the Steelheads can score goals offensively. This is a team 6 in terms of goals, 4 in the league heading into tonight's game, but it's a Rapid City team. They came in just 25th, and I think I have it right here. They were held to 3 goals or less in their last 11 games, but looks like they're going to break that trend here. We talked about it during pregame. You look at their record, just 6-13, 3-3, but they're a much better team their record shows, and we saw that in the first.
Absolutely. They play really hard. You can see 2 of those 3 goals. It's just guys getting to the net, causing chaos, working hard to get those opportunities, and they got rewarded for it. I think a big part of that is also us managing our emotions, our play with the puck. We put them on the power play with the turnover. There's things that we could be doing that are going to limit their chances, but you're absolutely right. You give them the looks, they're gonna make you pay for it.
Well, offensively, I'm sure there's things that Everett Sheen and Keenan Kelly are not going to want to change, but some areas they probably are going to want to look at and are addressing right now are some of those defensive areas. Well, we'll take a timeout upstairs here from the Idaho Central Arena. When we return, we'll check out our out-of-town scoreboard across the ECHL's Mountain Division.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
They're very convincing children.
Every day, we lose 22 of our nation's veterans to suicide. The battle for their mental health doesn't end when they return home. These are the heroes that fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs, to help them breathe, to heal, and to find peace again. We believe that nature gives the freedom to heal. At Fireside Pine, our clothing is American-made, veteran-owned, and every purchase helps nonprofit organizations dedicated to veteran mental health. Together, we can give veterans the freedom to heal. Now open at the Village in Meridian.
Everywhere you look, it's getting harder to afford the basics. That's why we're fighting to lower the cost of health care. It's not an easy task, but the people of Idaho deserve it. We're Blue Cross of Idaho, and we're always on your side.
Nestled in downtown Boise, Anthony's is more than just a restaurant, it's an experience. Their commitment to quality is unmatched. Their own seafood company works directly with fishermen and farmers to ensure the finest food arrives at the table bursting with flavor. And don't forget about oysters from the pristine waters of Puget Sound that pair perfectly with a crisp wine or martini. Don't wait. Dive into Boise's best seafood. Reserve your table at anthonys.com and park for free in the Simplot Garage.
Back inside the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise, an entertaining first period as the Steelheads and Rapid City Rush are all even at 3 apiece. Idaho receiving even strength goals from Mark Oliver and C.J. Walker. Ty Pelton Bice tied it up with his league-leading 6 on the power play and his team-leading 14th with 29 seconds left in the opening frame. We'll drop the puck in about 5 minutes for the middle stanza. Let's check elsewhere in the ECHL's Mountain Division. Here tonight, the Tulsa Oilers with the lead right now over the Kansas City Mavericks, 2-1 through 40 minutes of play. The next two opponents for Idaho after this weekend, the Wichita Thunder and Allen Americans going toe-to-toe tonight. Wichita with a 4-1 lead. Second period just winding down from the Credit Union of Texas Event Center in Allen, Texas. And the Utah Grizzlies with a 2-0 advantage over the Tahoe Night Monsters. After the opening frame, Utah 0-12-2 in their last 14 games, looking for their first win since November 17th. Meanwhile, Tahoe trying to stretch their winning streak to 9 games. That'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard across the ECHL's Mountain Division. Our second period when we come back.
Every day, we lose 22 of our nation's veterans to suicide. The battle for their mental health doesn't end when they return home. These are the heroes that fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs. To help them breathe, to heal, and to find peace again. We believe that nature gives the freedom to heal. At Fireside Pine, our clothing is American-made, veteran-owned, and every purchase helps nonprofit organizations dedicated to veteran mental health. Together, we can give veterans the freedom to heal. Now open at the Village in Meridian.
When you need an electrician, you go with the pros. When you need a haircut, you go with the pros. When it comes to heating, cooling, and plumbing, go with the pros at YMC Mechanical. Let YMC protect you and your family with an air scrubber. Effectively used in the International Space Station, Ground Zero Museum, hotel chains, and hospitals. Get it attached directly to your home heating and cooling system. Call today for a $100 discount. Go with the pros at YMC Mechanical and keep your home air cleaner 24/7.
Every drop in Crater Lake comes from above. Inspiration in its purest form. At Crater Lake Spirits, we call it the spirit of adventure, where every piece of the journey is there for a reason. Like in each bottle of our flagship vodka. Distilled from corn, filtered through crushed lava rock and charcoal, it combines the pure taste of Cascade Mountain water with a hint of vanilla on the finish. Find your adventure and embrace it. Vodka has its meant to be. From Crater Lake Spirits, the spirit of adventure.
On race day, things don't always go as planned.
I have to be on my game.
Because success goes hand in hand with mental toughness.
We all face challenges. The choice to be tobacco-free is one of them.
A healthier life is right around the corner.
You decide when, we'll show you how.
Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
KTVB Plus is your destination for all things Idaho. Get live breaking news, catch up on newscasts,
To what's in the news
get
today.
your local sports fill,
Welcome on into Bronco Roundup.
your first alert weather
Able to
forecast,
get out and enjoy the sunshine.
watch special programming, and so much more.
Oh, this is fun.
With KTVB Plus, watch anytime on your schedule, all for free. It's live, it's local, and it's streaming right now. Download the KTVB Plus app for free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV today.
Back inside the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise. 3-3 hockey game after the first period of play. The 6 goals combined in the opening frame, the most through 26 games this season for Idaho. Our second period set to resume here in just a moment. They're doing some maintenance down at ice level to our left. So let's have a look back for our audience watching here on FloHockey TV and locally on KTVB channel 7.2. Mark Oliver with his third goal of this season, giving the Steelheads a 1-0 lead about 6 minutes into the contest. Rapid City's Ryan Wagner 23 seconds later would tie it at 1. And then Boise's own CJ Walker midway through the first. What a silky move by number 15 for his 6th tally of the season to give Idaho their second lead of the game. Rapid City would put up 2 unanswered, however, to make it 3-2, one of them on the power play. Each team went 1 for 1 on the man advantage in the first, and there's a look at Ty Pelton-Bice's league-leading 6 on the man advantage, and his team-leading 14th goal of the year with 29 seconds left in the opening frame to tie it at 3. Rosie, what's going on down there? You got any updates from the officials?
Yeah, they've got all the tools out there, don't they? Buckets and...
I'll text Blake down there. He's the one in the Santa hat. He's one of my longtime goalie coaching clients. So I'll get the scoop on what happened with the ice.
Rosie, how about Thomas Scholl up here during intermission? He has to go steal a chair. I said, if you only get a chair up here if you're over the age of 30 and you're a father. That's why I stand.
Yeah, I've only got the knees and hips to stand for a full game if I'm in net.
I'm 0 for 2 in that category. Not a father.
Well,
under the age of 30.
We just can't see over the counter.
That's true. Shots after that first period, 16-10 in favor of the Rush.
Cam, we talked about it before the game. Kind of a recent trend for the Steelheads of giving up 40-plus shots lately, and it looks like they're on pace to kind of be in that same state tonight. I'm sure that's an area that was addressed in the between periods, kind of limiting chances, limiting shots against.
Yeah, 40 or more shots allowed in 3 straight, 38 or more in 5 of their last 6. Both these teams give up a lot of shots. Idaho, 27th out of 29 teams. Rapid City, 22nd. But both these teams like to put up a lot of shots as well. Steelheads 5th, Rapid City 7th. And we saw that on display on Wednesday in the Steelheads 4-3 overtime win over Rapid City. Rapid City had 42 shots in 60 minutes. The Steelheads had 39.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of save percentage as a metric, but it is a metric for a reason, right? You throw a certain amount of pucks on the net, your goalie's stopping 90% of them, you put up 45 shots, you're bound to score 4 or 5 goals, right? So I think that's kind of the logic behind getting a lot of shots on net, and obviously I'm trying to reduce the amount of shots you're given.
Looks like Mark Brose's basement now.
This is a bigger area than I thought. That's not just an ice fishing hole.
You know what? You know whose fault this is? Jefferson Dahl.
Yeah. Tracks.
Get him out there with a shovel or something.
Well, speaking of Blake, I mentioned one of my goalie clients. Is also the goaltender for Jefferson Dahl's 18U team.
There we go.
Yeah, it's important that the ice is good all the way over. I mean,
what's some of the best ice that you've skated on?
That's a tricky one.
I mean...
I don't remember the good ice as much as I remember the
ice.
bad ice.
Don't say the bad one. I don't want to get in trouble up here.
Okay.
I'm on a short leash.
Yeah, I won't say any names. It's just when it's hotter climates, sometimes the ice gets a little affected by that.
Well, the NHL always says Maple Leaf Garden and Edmonton has fantastic ice.
That's because it's negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, they don't even have a compressor. They just open a window.
Yeah. All right, just about ready now. I feel like all I do is give milestone achievements for A.J. White. Another one here tonight, 550th ECHL game here tonight.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
What an accomplishment.
And he'll lean in for the opening faceoff for the second period, and he wins it back as we're underway. Sit back and enjoy. Steelheads in there. Specialty theme jerseys. Here's White to his backhand through the right circle. Tried to bounce it back out at the top of the crease. It was intercepted by Davis. Right, Davis off the near boards. Scooped up by Wagner. A goal and an assist in the first. For the captain to lift his point streak to 5 games.
I think he's looked awesome these last 5 games. Ever since going back to when he got that all-time game play leader.
Oh, Whitey, yeah.
He's been a stud.
He's got 6 now. Six points straight.
He's playing more center, too, right?
Yeah. But you could just see he's just playing with a little bit of juice. He's just got a spark out there. He's skating hard in the net. He's controlling the puck. He looks awesome.
Here comes Idaho's Pelton Bice to the far hash marks for Hank Crone, who assisted on Pelton Bice's power play marker. Crone came into the game tied for 4th in the league with 9 power play points. Now has 8 assists on the man advantage. Register back behind his own blue line. He'll send it into the offensive end, but a stoppage down at ice level. Looks like it was played by the hand or a high stick.
We got the big guns out there.
This is the money line. I'm telling you.
They got a lot of points on that forward line.
50th goal is a Steelhead for Ty Pelton Bice to tie the score. Late in the first there. 136 points in 125 games, third-year member here in Boise. Shot from the line by Rapid City's Hoffman. Knocked down in front of Cross to our left. Now tied up in the far corner. Bowman will pull it free, shielding it away on his backhand, then knocked to the ground by Pelton Bice. And Bicer did not like that. He had words right to the official there, and Casey Walker.
It looks like they might be calling both here, maybe for an embellishment on top of the hooking call or the holding call.
Pelton Bice will get a holding minor. Buck 43 into the second here. Bowman's going to get the embellishment.
Nice. You know, Corey Gordon was Wednesday, and we were talking about how difficult it is to save some of the floaters that just get through like a soft wrist shot, and you don't know where they're going.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of the shots are too fast for you to actually track all the way in, so your brain is kind of like predicting the pattern, right? Of the straight line shots, it goes from A, you know it's going to go to B. Those floaters, it kind of goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and ends up somewhere totally different.
Well, we'll skate 4 aside here, about 2 minutes into the second. Here comes Idaho's Brennan Hoffman left to right, down the left wing. Leaves at the center point, Harsh, far circle, McCollum's one-timer and sliding to the far post and making the stop and hanging on was Radomski.
Yeah, that was a great passing play to lead to that chance, and kudos to Radomski for getting back over. Right here, that kind of quick double pass, fantastic save.
Boy, that was a quick pass and great save.
McCollum and Hoffman stay out. Register and Harsh defensively. Face-off blocker side of Radomski. Smedzrud and Hoffman will square up. 150th ECHL game tonight for Brendan Hoffman. Wins the face-off. Right circle, Harsh to the net. And a left pad stop by Radomski. Smedzrud takes control. Flips it behind him to the far circle. And Martin will weave his way through center. Across the blue line now. Sends it on the ice, and Cross will glove it down. And it will lead to a Rapid City offensive zone face-off. And the Steelheads will swap out all 4 skaters.
Joel, you ever score a goal?
No. I tried one time against Tulsa, I think my first or second year, and got stopped inside of our own zone, and they got a shot off on it, so I haven't tried since then.
I've never witnessed one in person.
My dad scored one in beer league.
Hey, it counts.
Yeah, goal's a goal.
Puteau from the right side of the line. Wagner off the back wall, and his shot blocked by Punnett. Here comes Idaho, left to right. Rodzinski across the blue line, far side. Takes it for a skate behind the net. Puteau gives chase and knocks it away. 4-on-4 for another 58 seconds. Puteau gets to center red. Now to the right wing for Davis. White on the back check. Davis will shake off of the captain. Davis tries to send it to the line. White back in on him. Now Punnett arriving at the scene, knocks Davis to the ground. And Rodzinski will scoop it to center. Hyman back to play it. He'll use the net to shake away from our Curry, who heads off for a change. And now Hyman takes command out through center. Leaves at the neutral zone circle for Wagner. Into the blue line, down the center lane. Near dot, Constantino. Left pad stop by Cross. Here come the Steelheads the other way. Pelton, Bison, Bowman out of the box in 5 seconds. Crone will angled along the backboards. Radomski leaves in the trapezoid for Constantino. And now flips to the left wing for Smetsrud as we're back to 5 aside. 350 surpassed here in the middle frame, all square at 3. A shot to the net from Connor Milmuck, top of the left circle. Right pad stop by Cross. Milmuck now spins it along the end boards. Kudla intercepts near corner. Went off the skate of Rapid City Smetsrud. And Milmuck will blast it back in from the blue line. Gore from the far corner. Up top to the line. Zach Hoffman to the net, tip in front, and Milmuck couldn't find the rebound as Cross had to stretch out his right leg.
Yeah, we're fortunate that puck bounced away from that stick there. If he would have got that rebound, it would have been a really difficult chance for Crosby to get that second save.
Good offensive zone pressure from the rush. Constantino dragging to his forehand, pulling the trigger, and off the midsection of Cross down into his glove, and he elects for no further play.
Oh, I'm glad he pulled it right back. He had the shot. Look at the hesitation. Maybe Kudla's stick was in the way, but sometimes you got to get a floater off, right?
Yeah, no shot's a bad shot, really. But yeah, once he gets to the outside there, Crosby gets a read on it. There's really no net for him to beat him on.
Face off to Cros's blocker side. Hoffman from the line, left pad stop. Cross didn't know where it went. As Mans will send a backhander off his right leg from the far circle, and Kanade will look to carry out through center left to right. Gets to the scorer's table and sends it into the glove of Radomski. Now it sets up an Idaho offensive zone draw.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot. A lot of whistles for the first 5 minutes.
Shots 8-3 Rapid City here in the opening 4:48 in the second. 24-13 in the game. Face-off blocker side of Radomski. As Register back behind his own blue line to flag this down. Matt Register, 2 assists on Wednesday for his 7th multi-point game of the season. His 5th 2-assist outing in his last 12 contests.
That one caught the linesman pretty hard on the dump in there.
Harsh will send it back in. Whale now to the far wall for Zach Hoffman. Hoffman squibs it off the far glass. Register plays it back forward. And White will angle it on deep as Oliver and Kanade head off for a change. And the line of White, Walker, and Arcuri will look to give Idaho the lead here early in the second. Kudla gloves it down left point, tries to spin it back down low. Luke Millimuk with the takeaway. And now Wagner's pass blocked by White. Trickling to the far half wall. White looking behind him. His pass off the skate of Hoffman. And now here comes Brett Davis for the rush. Steelheads have numbers back. Davis slams on the brakes at the near dot. And now we'll send it along the backboards. A.J. White up the far wall. Able to advance it out through center as it's dumped back in by Davis. Zins now up the right wing. Walker at the red line. Takes control to the far wall. His pass off the shin pad of Davis, met on the end boards by Arcuri. Now in front of Radomski. Arcuri was there, but the puck just went right to the glove of Radomski. And we'll step aside for a media timeout. 6:23 to go in the second. Saw 6 combined goals in the first. Yet to see one here thus far in the middle frame.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
KTVB Plus is your destination for all things Idaho. Get live breaking news, catch up on newscasts,
To what's in the news
get
today.
your local sports fill,
Welcome on into Bronco Roundup.
your first alert weather
Able to get
forecast,
out and enjoy the sunshine.
watch special programming, and so much more.
Oh, this is fun.
With KTVB Plus, watch anytime on your schedule, all for free. It's live, it's local, and it's streaming right now. Download the KTVB Plus app for free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV today.
Back inside the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise on this Friday night. 13:37 to go in the second period. Steelheads and Rush both put up 3 goals in the first frame as we're still deadlocked at 3. Idaho attacking left to right here. Face off in the offensive end, glove side of Radomski. Cam McGuire upstairs alongside Idaho goaltender Thomas Scholl. Mark Brose down at ice level in between the benches. Rush working out through center. Hoffman regathers it near half wall. Tried to send it towards Radomski. Now it behind the net. Hoffman out up front here with McCollum and Crone. Cudlens ins on the blue line. Puteau in the right corner. Met by the shoulder of the 6'3" forward Hoffman. Now McCollum arriving at the scene. Loose puck behind the cage. Finds the stick of Charles Martin, who will rainbow it out through center. Gore knocks it down, one-on-one against Sins. Right circle, and it looked like it, or it heard like it went off the post there.
Yeah, it looks like Crosby got a touch on the blocker, and then it went off the blocker off the post.
Puck tied up now here on the near half wall.
Good board battle here.
Gore left circle, a wrist shot up into the netting. Couldn't tell if Crosby got a piece on it or not.
I would think he did there. It's hard to tell on the shot.
Yeah. I'd like to look at that one. That was 2 guys mano a mano.
Yeah, Crosby got a piece of that
right
elbow.
Shoulder?
Yeah. Like elbow, shoulder, bicep.
Kind of by the numbers.
That's why you do curls in the gym to get that bicep nice and big, you know?
Ow! You goalies are so strong.
Yeah, that's what we're known for.
And good yoga students.
Bowman cycles it down to the corner for Colella. Now Jeffers trying to shake off of Demon. Our Curry comes in to pull it free. Sends it up the left wing. Pelton Bice out through center. Near side of the red line, Caron will sweep it back in. 8 minutes gone by here in the middle stanza. Our Curry, near side of the goal line, turns it over at the dot to Bowman. And Rapid City marches out through center. Jeffers down low. Colella at the corner, across the zone. Hyman, a good keep at the right point. Drives down the wall, lays it back for Jeffers, who sends it back to the far corner. Pelton Bice now ahead for our Curry. And he'll slide it in the offensive end. Constantino back. Hard on the forecheck is Caron. Hyman now will reverse it back to the far corner. As Idaho in the midst of a change. Pelton Bice racing to get off as the puck nearly came to him on the near side. Miller gets a stretch pass from Punnett. Back defensively to break up an opportunity was Constantino. And now Kanade, far wall in his own zone. Nice little move to shake around Colella. Miller backhands it into the left wing corner. Kanade button hooks up the far boards. Cycles it back down low behind the net. Now at the right hash marks, Miller will bend it back down low to the corner. Alver drives it up the right wing. Center point, Harsh lost it for a second. Now Zach Hoffman takes control. In front of the Rush bench, Colella will poke it in deep. Back and forth we go here. Haven't had many whistles in the last couple of minutes. 9.5 gone by in the second. Whale across the line. Zach Hoffman to the net into the midsection of Ben Cross, and he'll absorb it for no further play.
Yeah, that's definitely what Rapid City's looking to create. They get that puck low, work the Steelheads, try to shrink them down, throw it back up to the point, and try to get shots with layered screens, looking for tips, deflections, rebounds, all that stuff.
A.J. White leans in for the defensive zone face-off, 6 points shy of 400 in his ECHL career. A loose puck in front, unable to corral it with Bykov. Now Hoffman moves in from the right point, nudges it back to the corner. Smedzrud behind the net, turned it over to our Curry. Hoffman able to hold the line once again. Sent back To the near side by Bykoff, and here come the Steelheads 3-on-3 in transition left to right. White across the blue line, right wing. A long-range shot fought off by the glove of Radomski.
Had some zip on it from the outside.
Yeah. Mentioned on Wednesday night, A.J. White over the last couple of games has really started to shoot the puck a little bit more than we saw early on in the season. White, high slot for Walker. Good stick there from Rapid City's Dustin Mans. Acquired a couple of weeks ago from the Wheeling Nailers. Kudla near circle in his own zone. Luke Millimok gives chase. Kudla just snaps it out through center. And here come the rush. Back the other way to our left. Mans to the high slot, sticked away by Crone.
Good back check by Crone there.
Kudla now fires it up the right wing. Karan lays back for Kudla to the attacking line. He tried to find Crone, picked off by Puteau. Officially 11 minutes gone by here.
How many shots have we had?
In the second period. Steelheads being outshot in this frame. 10-4.
Good save by Cross there.
And we'll have a pause in the action with 8:50 to go in the second. Idaho trying to take their third lead of the night when we come back. Back inside the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise. 8:50 remaining in our second period. Steelheads 3, Rush 3. Cam McGuire alongside Idaho netminer Thomas Scholl. Mark Bros down at ice level in between the benches. Rapid City skating right to left here with the offensive zone face-off. Glove side of Ben Cross. Shots are 27-14 in favor of the visitors. Idaho 4-1-1 in their last 6 games on home ice. Rapid City trying to snap a 4-game road losing skid. As Miller from behind the red line rolls this into the corner, and it'll be an icing call.
Something I'd like to see a little improvement on the Steelheads in this period is just being a little more connected on the breakouts and zone entries. Cam and I were talking at the break. It just seems like we're getting really stretched out. We're trying to hit these long stretch passes instead of staying tight and connected and moving up the ice as a unit. And I think that translates to that low shot total we've had in this period right now.
Going for the Mark McGuire grand slam.
Yeah. And sometimes all you really need is a bunt. Move the batters to the next base.
Advance the ball. It's like golf, right, Brosy? Just advance the ball.
No 3 putts.
No 3 putts. Davis spins it to the net, loose in front. Puck is still loose and swept out of harm's way by Miller to the far wall. A slap shot from Martin. Yeah, blocked there by Oliver. That'll leave a bruise. Zins turns it over. Davis trying to scoop it over the near shoulder of Cross, and now the net knocked off its moorings.
A little bit of a helter-skelter shift for the Steelheads there.
And now Punnett and Wagner getting in the mix. Oliver tangled up in front of the Idaho crease with Gore. Geez, Wagner really wants Punnett, eh?
That would be a mistake.
He seems to get under the skin of a lot of players, so it doesn't matter who we're playing against.
Connor Punnett coming into the game, 48 penalty minutes, second amongst league rookies. And Wagner being escorted to the penalty box. We'll see if an Idaho skater is taken. I'm not sure. Now Tyler Burney chirping Punnin as he skates by. Punnin, of course, will have a word back to him.
Well, I'll talk to him in between periods.
So I think it's Punnin's going to go to the box too. For about a half second, I thought Idaho was going to go on a power play.
And watching the clip, I can't really see what Punnett did to start the whole thing that made them so upset. But once he got kind of tackled by Wagner, he definitely answered the bell, or would have liked to have answered the bell.
Well, maybe they are going on the power play because Patrick Bykoff is outside of the rush penalty box. Right now there's 2 minutes on the board for Wagner. This is when we need like a secret spy.
Yeah, if only we had somebody at ice level, we might be hearing some talk down there.
Do.
Well,
do.
I can show you my snow globe that I brought today.
Hey, he's not kidding. For anyone that's listening on the radio, we'll try to show it here for our TV crew. Keep holding that thing, Brosy.
Christmas cabana.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's beautiful.
We are getting a power play.
So the Steelheads will head on a power play. We'll wait for all the.
I'm going to shake it up for good luck.
Yeah. So Idaho on the power play, trying to take a 4-3 lead here about midway through the second. Left to right, they attack. Crone set up the power play marker in the first. Pelton Bice receives the pass from him in the near corner. Up top, Demon to his left. Kudla steps in, a wrist shot deflected away wide. Blocked up by Pelton Bice off the backboards. Kudla outside the far dot now to the goal line. Pelton Bice. High slot Demon, right circle. Crone, a one-timer just wide. Kudla retrieves it, left half wall. Good start to the power play here, 35 seconds in. Demon back for Kudla, below the left circle, up top right circle. Crone, Pelton Bice at the goal line. He wrung it off the crossbar. Looking for his second power play goal of the night. He's got 2 multi-goal games against Rapid City this year, and a great play there by C.J. Walker, but standing tall is Matt Radomski, and he'll freeze it up.
Just lost it.
Some great power play movement there, though. Steelheads are possessing the puck, moving around that box, getting shots off. If we do that for another minute and 9 seconds, I think that we got some good chances of getting the goal
Look
here.
at him come out. Oh, playing the bumper guy. He had that goal earlier in the game.
So Wagner gets a double minor for roughing. Punnett one roughing minor at 11:53. Steelheads will swap out units here. 7:15 to go in the second. 65 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Rapid City will get a clear all the way to our left. Francesco Arcuri will wind it up through center ice, left to right. Gets across the blue line. Now snaps it along the end boards. Karan inside the right point to the center of the line. Register to the net, off of the backside of White, providing the screen in front of Radomski. And Martin from behind the goal line flips it back towards Cross. Cross will come out of the net and leave for Register, who rolls out near side. 35 seconds left on the Idaho man advantage. Steelheads looking to go 2 for 2 on the power play in this one. Karan drives it behind the net and past the skate of Oliver, unfortunately, as Register and Colella in a foot race now. Register leaves it in the corner for Oliver. Arcuri with some speed across the blue line, down the right wing, shielding it away on his backhand. Feeds it to the half wall, Karans. Left point Register. Back for Karan. They exchange the puck. Now to the near side, Zins. Out of the box comes Bykoff. A shot from Zins and a pad stop by Radomski. So Idaho falls to 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. Inside 6 minutes remaining in the second. If you're just tuning in for the first time tonight, 6 goals in this one. All of them back in the first period. 3 for the Steelheads. Do the math. We've got a tie game. We'll take a timeout for our folks listening on KTIK The Ticket.
I love seeing Slava Demon get a shot on the power play there.
He was awesome. awesome on Wednesday.
Yeah. He's got a really great shot, and he's got a lot of deception in his game, and I think that's a valuable asset when you're walking the point like that.
Yeah, hadn't played since November 8th, missed the previous 16 games with an injury.
When the team was out in Savannah, Slava, myself, and Svetlikov spent a week back here in Boise kind of skiing together, and he was really eager to get back on the ice, and that hard work's paying off, so I think he's looked really good in these 2 games.
Yeah, Demon acquired this past offseason in a future considerations deal from the Fort Wayne Comets. Began the season with Allen and actually made his pro debut here at the Idaho Central Arena as a visitor last season.
And he's a fellow California hockey boy like myself.
Santa Clara, baby.
Grew up playing against and with my little brother, actually.
He's only a little younger than you.
We don't need to say how much.
It's a good thing you said that, because I was just about to say it.
What, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
Who surprises you? You know Register has a big, heavy shot. You know, you face all these guys. Who surprises you with their shot sometimes?
I think, like Beiser,
I was literally, mine would be Pelton Bice.
Because it just comes off the stick so quick. He's got that snap of a release, and it comes off fast and accurate.
Pelton Bice, 14 goals this season through 26 games now this year. Last year he had 17 and 57 at 60 points. Back underway here from the Idaho Central Arena. 5:20 to go in our second period. 3-3 the score reads.
He was hurt for a while last year, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. Also spent some time up in the American Hockey League. 3 different teams. Played a little with Texas, Henderson, San Jose as well. His airline miles are probably pretty high, too. Talked about Ben Cross getting some points this year. Rodzinski will backhand this behind the net. Radomski intercepted by McCollum. Spins it to the center line. Harsh to his right. Oliver outside the circle. Sticked off by Davis, who will scoop it off the near glass and back out through the neutral zone. Reese Harsh, another player like Slava Demon, who missed some time this year with injury, who's been great over the last couple of weeks since returning from that upper body injury, as Miller carries on into the O-zone. In front, sticked off by Martin as Miller tried to find Kanade. Jade Miller gets it back. He'll twirl it along the back wall. Oliver takes control, carries up the far wall, spins off of Martin in the corner. Now back to the near side. Miller will nudge it to the right point, and it just hopped over the handle of Harsh. Inside 4 minutes to play now here in the middle stanza. Loose puck in front of the scorer's table. Kanade across the blue line. Pelton Bice to his right. Finds him. A wrister. He scores! A 2-goal night for Ty Pelton Bice. His third multi-goal game against Rapid City. And he gives Idaho their third lead of the night. It's 4-3 with 3:47 to go in the second. On a beautiful setup from Nick Kanade on the far side of the goal line. Found Pelton Bice inside the near dot. And he goes upstairs on Radomski for his team-leading 15th tally of the year.
We were just talking about that release of Pelton Bice. What a shot from the point there. Snaps it off the stick, beats Radomski over the shoulder.
What a team play, too. You know, Register had to step up, kind of like bulldozed his way through a couple of guys, and Kanade took off down the boards, threw a great pass. That was a beautiful goal.
That was awesome.
Nick Kanade, helpers in back-to-back games now. And Ty Pelton Bice with his 4th goal in his last 5 games.
Where he put it right where he
out in
needed
front, Crone a wrister and a blocker save made by Radomski. That would have been something right off the ensuing face-off.
Trying to beat him in the same spot that Beiser beat him, but Radomski got a better read on that one.
That register with the secondary helper on Pelton Weiss's score at 16-13 of the second. Center point, Demon just wide on a one-time drive. Bowman gets to the red line. No, he didn't. And an icing call.
Start to see a little bit of chippiness after the play, starting from the Rapid City rush. Maybe some frustration on giving up another goal. Started after that goal and kind of giving a little bump to Demon after the whistle there. We'll see if that can continue throughout the night.
Well, just like our broadcast crew tonight, 66.7% of them graduated from Bowling Green. At least we think Mark Bros graduated
I did.
from Bowling Green. Ty Pelton Weiss has a 66.7 shooting percentage tonight.
Wow.
Second goal on 3 shots. And Brosy, I remember we've talked about this over the last couple of years. 10th multi-goal game of Pelton Weiss's ECHL career. Still looking for that first hat trick.
Yeah, this is the night.
This is the night.
I'm gonna shake my, snow globe up for him. Perfect.
There you go. The magic.
If he gets it, you might have to give him that snow globe.
I'll give it to him.
Puck tied up along the back wall, just off the left shoulder of Ben Cross, who's turned aside all 12 shots that have come his way in this period. Steelheads up to 12 shots now in the frame. Boy, surely at one point we talked a little earlier ago. I think shots were like 8-3 or something.
Yeah, I think at one of the TV timeouts, I'd be willing to bet the coaching staff mentioned what I mentioned about the breakouts and being a little more connected. And you could see on that goal, tight numbers, connected unit coming up the ice together, and it leads to a good scoring chance and a goal.
Yeah, one thing I never had, speed through the neutral zone. So it's important.
Kudla with some speed through center ice. Feeds Hoffman, who zips it across the blue paint. That was your only lack, right? Your only downfall?
Sometimes I didn't spell correctly.
Well, that's off the ice. You got plenty to keep you busy there. We know that. As Cross will make a glove stop here. He's really settled in, Scholey, hasn't he?
Yeah, and it reminds me a lot of that game last Friday where we gave up 3 goals in the first period when Crosby was in net, and then he locked it down until right to the end of that game. And I talked to him after the game, like that's your job as a goalie, is you be that calming presence. And team gives up 3 goals in the first, it's the goaltender's job to kind of be that calming presence in the next period and say, hey, that's all they're getting. We're going to stop it there.
Yeah, after that point in regulation, made 20 saves on 21 shots. Allowed the goal in overtime, but made 7 stops before that. Wraparound chance here from Martin. Kicked away by the right leg of the big 6'5" netminder. Takes up a lot of room, doesn't he?
He sure does, and he plays it smart. He's not a blocking goalie. He's got great reflexes. He's got great skating ability, but he knows his size, and he knows how to use it to his advantage.
75 seconds left here in the second period. Idaho leading at 4-3. Demon, left to right across the offensive blue line. Top of the far circle. Hoffman's wrist shot into the shin pads of Brett Davis. Then Demon gave a big check to Martin over on the far wall. Puteau was going after the Idaho defender. McCollum gets a feed from Hoffman and a wrist shot on the right pad stopped by Radomski. Third shot of the game for Lyndon McCollum. And the 23rd on the night for Idaho.
Yeah, when the team enters the zone like that with 3 guys coming as a unit, it allows those short passes, those quick attacks to the net. It's gotten a lot better in the second half of this period.
Puteau to the far circle, Martin. Luke Milmuck knocks Oliver to the ground, but he lost the puck. This fine gentleman in front of me wanted a penalty call. Not going to get it, unfortunately.
I would have taken one,
yeah.
too. I don't know if I deserved one, but I would have taken one.
Steelheads will just try to eat this puck up, not literally, in the far corner with 5 seconds to play in the second. Milmuck worked it free. Far circle, Hoffman kind of flubbed the one-time drive. And Idaho will have the lead, but just by 1 heading into the third period. 6 combined goals in the first, and then just 1 in the second, as Ty Pelton Weiss with the go-ahead tally right now, coming at 16-13. of the second frame. Mark Bros will chat with Idaho rookie defenseman Connor Punnett. When we come back, an absolute snipe from TPB. We'll break down our second period with our stats and summary brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho on the other side of this break.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Everywhere you look, it's getting harder to afford the basics. That's why we're fighting to lower the cost of health care. It's not an easy task, but the people of Idaho deserve it. We're Blue Cross of Idaho, and we're always on your side.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
When you need an electrician, you go with the pros. When you need a haircut, you go with the pros. When it comes to heating, cooling, and plumbing, go with the pros at YMC Mechanical. Let YMC protect you and your family with an air scrubber, effectively used in the International Space Station, Ground Zero Museum, hotel chains, and hospitals. Get it attached directly to your home heating and cooling system. Call today for a $100 discount. Go with the pros at YMC Mechanical and keep your home air cleaner 24/7.
When you choose a Blue Moon, everything becomes brighter. Crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander, Blue Moon is made brighter.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Papa Murphy's new cheesy stuffed crust pizza. Made fresh by us, baked fresh by you. Starting at $13.99, it's the hottest, meltiest stuffed crust pizza you'll ever have. Because it goes straight from our kitchen to yours. For fresh out of your oven, piping hot, cheesy goodness. It's what stuffed crust pizza should be.
Outside the Steelheads locker room, number 74, Connor Punnett, and welcome to Boise.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You know, I've got a few notes here too, but is it North Bay?
Yeah, North Bay.
But what's the other town? You played junior hockey there.
I'm from Powassan. I grew up in Powassan, and
Powassan.
I'm from North Bay now, but it still says Powassan. So yeah, it's just a small little town outside North Bay, about 30 minutes away.
So an interesting fact. So this is kind of a different name for a hockey team. The Voodoos?
Yeah, the Voodoos. I played a couple games there. That's the local junior team there. It's a junior A team, Tier 2. But it's some good hockey. It's fun to watch. So I was fortunate to play a couple games there when I actually got called up. So it's a pretty cool experience for me. First time playing junior.
Has any family come down yet to see you?
Yeah. My parents been down. Girlfriend came down. Obviously, she would feel left out if I didn't bring her down. But yeah, I've had some people down. I got some more coming in the new year. I got my billet family from Barrie where I played junior. They're coming down for a week in the new year, so that'll be good. And everyone seems to love the town of Boise, so it's pretty cool to have them here and show them around.
You know, the other thing too that I was pulling up, you played one game for Finland or Sweden or what?
Yeah, I played in Sweden. I went over during COVID and everything was shut down where I was, and I decided to go over there. I was there for about a month, and
you only played one game?
Yeah, I played one game, and everything there got shut down. So I mean, kind of a cool experience to go over there, but I mean, maybe say a waste of a trip. I don't know, but it was fun.
Well, welcome back. I mean, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
So, do you get much help from Kudla and Register?
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
veteran guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those guys have played a lot of games and been around the league a while, and it's always good to learn from guys like that who have been here, who have experienced certain things that you just don't see on an everyday team, in practice, routine, things like that. So, I mean, those two have been great to bounce ideas off of. I mean, obviously, Register, he's older. He's been around a long, long time. So, I mean, anytime I need advice on anything or, need to work on something, he's always a guy I go to look for.
All right. Well, happy holidays, and enjoy your break, and thank you for doing this. I got a Christmas present for you here. I got some golf balls for you.
There you go. Those look good in the pond there.
Okay. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wow, he kind of had me thrown off because the Pro V1 sleeve.
Yeah.
It's like that orange tint that we just saw in the Callaway one, and we were joking during our first intermission that Brosie's running out of Titleist Pro V1s. I thought he had found one, but nope, Callaway. But he really did his homework today.
He sure did. That Connor Pundit Elite Prospects page definitely had one or two more hits today.
I don't even know if that's even on his Elite. I don't know where he found all this information. We'll have to ask him at the start of the third period.
Yeah, we should. And just on a side note, who do you think could talk more words per minute, Connor Pundit or Corey Scoren?
Ooh, it depends on the setting. But if I was asked that question right now, which obviously I just was, probably have to say Pundit.
All right.
Do you think who, other than Connor Pundit, who also talks the most on the Idaho Steelheads?
Oh, that's tricky. I don't know. It's hard to hear over Punny sometimes in the locker room. No, we got guys who like to talk. Maybe, it's pretty balanced.
Yeah, like I can't. Maybe you. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's me if I can't think of somebody.
Guy's been talking all night. Anyways, we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Your second intermission, brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho. This is shaping up to be quite the finish. And before we get to our stats and summary, looking at some notes, this is the 7th game between these two clubs. If this game does end being decided by one, it'll be the 5th that is decided by one goal. And this is a Rapid City team all year long. They've been playing in these one-goal games, a league-leading 14 of them. And for Idaho now, this is their 4th straight one-goal game.
Yeah, and we mentioned it at the pregame show, how crucial those are going to be down the stretch. And especially crucial when you look back at last week. We had that Friday game that we got scored on late, went to overtime, lost. And then last night we got scored on late. They tied it up, went to overtime and won. So it'd be awesome if we could find a way to hold on to that lead, close this game out, and get the win in regulation.
Well, Steelheads have held on to leads a lot this season, 9-0 when leading after 40 minutes of play. On the flip side of things, Rapid City 0-13-2 when trailing after 40 minutes of work. Let's check out our second period stats and summary, always brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho. Sholey, we talked early in that period and late in the period about the shots on goal, right? At one point it was like, I think it was 8-2 Rapid City, and you can see they're pretty even there, 14-13 in favor of the Rush.
Yeah, there was a pretty marked improvement from the Steelheads as that period went on, which eventually culminated in the goal 4. And to me personally, I think that started in our own end, just getting pucks out cleaner and then getting better entries into the offensive zone. And that translated in the shot, and it translated for the goals.
Yeah, 53 combined shots in this one. Two of the highest teams in terms of getting the puck on net, and these teams in the head-to-head season series, this being the 7th of 14 total meetings, have averaged over 30 shots on net against one another. Well, we saw a surplus of offense in the first. The second, not so much. Just one goal. It would come late in the period, to be exact, the 16-13 mark. Nick Canade, a beautiful setup. One thing I don't think we really mentioned from this goal from Ty Pelton-Bice's second of the night, the way that he collected the puck on his backhand, pushed it over to his forehand. That was pretty damn nice.
Really nice move, and it makes it a lot tougher on Radomski, the goaltender, to pick that shot up. He's getting set to where that puck goes, and then when he brings it back, that changes the angle of the shot, and it gives him more net to shoot at, so he has to make that quick adjustment with his feet, and it's just enough opening for Bicer to put that home.
Yeah, Ben Cross, we talked about it during that frame. He really has settled in this one. And you talk about last Friday night. It's kind of been a similar story for the rookie netminer like it was last Friday evening. It allows 13 goals on 16 shots in the first and turns aside all 14 that came his way there in the middle stanza.
He's a pretty icy guy. I think that he's got ice in his veins. He's not somebody who gets rattled. Like a lot of goalies, you let 3 goals in the first, maybe some self-doubts creep in. Ben Cross isn't that goaltender. He's a guy who knows that it's his responsibility to calm that team down and be that calming presence, and he absolutely stepped up and is doing that right now for the Steelheads.
Yeah. Well, some other games going on across the ECHL's Mountain Division. We'll have a look at that when we return. Idaho in front 4-3 from the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise after 40 minutes of work.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Hey, grab me one too.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Papa Murphy's new cheesy stuffed crust pizza. Made fresh by us, baked fresh by you. Starting at $13.99, it's the hottest, meltiest stuffed crust pizza you'll ever have. Because it goes straight from our kitchen to yours. For fresh out of your oven, piping hot, cheesy goodness. It's what stuffed crust pizza should be.
When your life changes, your health insurance might need to change too. Things like losing your current coverage, moving, having a baby, or getting married can mean you need new health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered. Just be sure to apply and enroll within 60 days of your change. Let's make health insurance one less thing you have to worry about.
Every day, we lose 22 of our nation's veterans to suicide. The battle for their mental health doesn't end when they return home. These are the heroes that fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs, to help them breathe, to heal, and to find peace again. We believe that nature gives the freedom to heal. At Fireside Pine, our clothing is American-made, veteran-owned, and every purchase helps nonprofit organizations dedicated to veteran mental health. Together, we can give veterans the freedom to heal. Now open at the Village in Meridian.
Back inside the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise. Idaho on top of Rapid City, 4-3 after 2 periods of work. Our third period coming up in just about 4.5 minutes. In the meantime, let's take a look at our ECHL's out-of-town scoreboard within the Mountain Division. Well, the Kansas City Mavericks, they come from behind tonight and pick up a 3-2 overtime victory over the Tulsa Oilers. Casey Carew scoring back-to-back goals for Kansas City. He tied the game with $1:35 remaining, then ended it 2:32 into the extra session. The Wichita Thunder just about ready to close out the Allen Americans, leading 4-1. Just over 2 minutes left in regulation. And the Utah Grizzlies, a 4-0 lead over the Tahoe Night Monsters in Utah tonight after 2 periods of work. That'll do it for our second intermission report, our third when we come back.
drop in Crater Lake comes from above. Inspiration in its purest form. At Crater Lake Spirits, we call it the spirit of adventure, where every piece of the journey is there for a reason, like in each bottle of our flagship vodka. Distilled from corn, filtered through crushed lava rock and charcoal, it combines the pure taste of Cascade Mountain water with a hint of vanilla on the finish. Find your adventure and embrace it. Vodka, as it's meant to be. From Crater Lake Spirits, the spirit of adventure.
Our pets are always there for us, like family. We want to take the best care of them. Dogs and cats exposed to secondhand smoke are more likely to get cancer. Your pet doesn't have a choice, but you do. Whenever you decide to quit smoking or vaping, we'll be there to support you. You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Nestled in downtown Boise, Anthony's is more than just a restaurant, it's an experience. Their commitment to quality is unmatched. Their own seafood company works directly with fishermen and farmers to ensure the finest food arrives at the table bursting with flavor. And don't forget about oysters from the pristine waters of Puget Sound that pair perfectly with a crisp wine or martini. Don't wait. Dive into Boise's best seafood. Reserve your table at anthonys.com and park for free in the Simplot Garage.
Everywhere you look, it's getting harder to afford the basics. That's why we're fighting to lower the cost of health care. It's not a small or easy task, but the people of Idaho deserve it. The health of our kids depends on it, and our state is stronger because of it. Affordable health care is worth fighting for, because you are. We're Blue Cross of Idaho, and we're always on your side.
When your life changes, your health insurance might need to change too. Things like losing your current coverage, moving, having a baby, or getting married can mean you need new health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered. Just be sure to apply and enroll within 60 days of your change. Let's make health insurance one less thing you have to worry about.
I've always wanted to do that.
I always wanted to do that. Next round on me.
Whoever put together the music album tonight, Brosy, the Christmas, it's like, I don't know if I'd consider it rap. I mean, I guess maybe, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas was kind of upbeat, wasn't it?
A little different than the Michael Bublé.
Or the original Jose Feliciano.
What's your favorite Christmas song, Bros?
I would have to go with my snow globe. Let It Snow.
I don't know if I can pinpoint one, but the Michael Bublé album is unbelievable.
I like the oldie ones. I like Frank Sinatra or Nat King Cole or
Dean Martin, and but we're on Snow Globe watch.
Snow Globe watch for Ty Pelt and Vice Hattrick. Third period underway here from the Idaho Central Arena. We welcome you back. Cam McGuire alongside Idaho goaltender Thomas Scholl. Mark Bros down at ice level in between the benches. And how about that? 15 seconds into the third, Denny Gore gets his second goal of this series, and we are all tied.
That's absolutely not the start the Steelheads were looking for.
And that's been the formula.
Fastest goal allowed to begin a period against Idaho this year. Gore will beat Cross at the top of the crease. Looks like it maybe went through that right arm there.
No.
Well, Denny Gore with his fifth goal this season, his fourth against Idaho. Mentioned he scored on Wednesday night. That was his first goal in 12 games, and his last one came against the Steelheads. So Gore from Ryan Wagner, third point of the night from the captain, his second helper. Steelheads out through center, right to left. Kanade trying to get a step around Whale. Nick Kanade, a marvelous setup to tie Pelton Bice late in the second to give Idaho their third lead of the night. As Register back behind his own blue line. Tipped by Kanade. Almost went towards the big hat guy, Sholey.
Yeah. I wonder if the thing has any padding in there.
That's actually a good question. I'm not sure. Good stick by Karan at the blue. Now behind the cage of Radomski. Right half wall. Pelton Bice back behind the net. Karan. Puck taken away from Zach Hoffman. And it just went out to the blue line as Demon tried to keep it in. Well, another one-goal game it could shape up to be. A lot of hockey left, however. 1:23 into the final frame.
How's the bidding coming?
That'd be a Steve Anderson question. That's a pretty general question.
Is it a silent auction for the jerseys?
What would you consider a silent auction? No, it's just a bid. It opened at 4 today, closes at noon on Sunday. Silent auction is like when you go like 125, 125, 125. Well, that's a live auction.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
I just remember doing the auctions in person back in the day when I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of teams do that.
Yeah.
I've never done one of those live auctions. I've always wanted to be the guy. And we got 125, 125, 125. All right, I got too distracted. I apologize. Steelheads heading off for a change here. 2 minutes gone by in the third. Shots after 40 minutes, 30-23 in favor of Rapid City. As Bernie will gain center red for the rush, squibs it to the far corner. Kudla back behind the net. Bykov comes bulldozing in.
Man,
and absorbs the puck out to the line. Aaron Hyman high and wide off the end glass.
That was a heavy hit on Kudla.
Constantino now trying to play it back down low. Glove down by McCollum. He'll feed Rodzinski out through the neutral zone. Angles it behind the net. Radomski inside the trapezoid. Loses it. Backhander from McCollum just wide off a feed from behind the cage, courtesy of Hoffman. Rodzinski now gets it to the blue line. Kudla, left side to the half wall. Rodzinski, an off-angle shot. Looked like it went off the shoulder of Radomski and off the end glass.
That's not the first scoring chance Seals have gotten after Radomski turnover behind the net.
Yeah.
Something to look for on the forecheck.
Has he been playing Radomski? Is he playing wing? Has he been playing wing all day, all night?
Radomski, the goalie?
No, Rodzinski.
Rodzinski.
No, he's listed, but remember, Steelheads listed 11 forwards, 7 defensemen. And here comes Idaho in transition, right to left, 2-on-1. White, right circle, in front for Walker, and Radomski makes the save, sliding to his right. Wow.
That's a great save there, squeezing those legs coming across the ice to rob that one.
Idaho back in, Walker in front, backhander, and I think Radomski got a piece on it again. Unbelievable stuff from Matt Radomski.
I wanted to see it squeak by him.
Absolutely, yeah. C.J. Walker's been all over the ice tonight, too. Defensively, offensively, creating a lot of plays, but Radomski's going to equal to the task a lot of the time.
Brosy, back to your point about Roman Rodzinski. Second straight game, Idaho dressing 11 forwards, 7 defensemen. A lot of the reason for doing that on Wednesday, when we spoke with head coach Everett Sheen, was to kind of see how Slava Demon would be, right? He hadn't played in over a month, and we saw Rodzinski play forward a couple of weeks ago in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, so it looks like maybe for this period that Idaho will shift back to 12 forwards and 6D. Demon on the move through center. Gets to the neutral zone circle. And now at the near boards will pound it in. Loose in front. And Kanade's blast. A save by Radomski. Rebound followed up by Miller. And the net is knocked loose.
I'm surprised they're calling this outside the zone.
A funky bounce. And I mean, actually, it wasn't really that funky, was it, Sholey? It just went off the boards and then off the side of the net as you get an overhead look there.
Our rink does have, it's a little bit of a funnel. You hit that puck anywhere in that trapezoid behind the net, it tends to bounce out and kind of funnel in towards the net.
Yeah.
Something that I always do when I'm on the road is like, I'll have D-men shoot pucks at the boards to see where those pucks are going to come, so I don't get surprised by bounces like that.
You know who's always testing the glass on the road? Patrick Kudla.
Smart,
always test every morning skate on the road, at least for the first game of the series. I always see him.
We used to see those a lot more often here before they got that seamless glass.
The Idaho.
Yeah, exactly. When I was first here, the Idaho was deadly. We caught a lot of goalies with it. I almost got caught with it a few times.
I think my first year was the first year of the new glass, so I don't have any experience.
You missed out on the Idaho.
Yeah. Miller will scoop this out through center ice. Now Alver, right circle to his backhand, cutting the net. Paddled off by Radomski. Punnett knocked off his feet. Gets back on the ice. His stick broke as he swept it to the near corner. He'll head off for the long change. Alver knocked down by Smedzrud. Pelton Bice now to the blue line. Zins near dot, feeds Crone, a wrister blocked by Hoffman. Crone will get it back behind the back pass. Finds the stick of Bykov, who will shovel it back into the Idaho zone, and it'll be an icing call. 5:34 into the third.
Some good offensive pressure there from the Steelheads. Moving that puck around, attacking the net, creating stuff, creating second opportunities. That's what we've got to do moving forward here.
I'm not sure what the coaches think or what the players think, but from a viewer perspective tonight, this has been an awesome game to call.
I would agree with that. A lot of exciting plays on both ends. We've seen great saves, great goals, some really nice moves and passes. Some physicality as well.
Except for the first 30 seconds of the third period.
Yeah.
That wasn't fun.
As a Steelheads fan, you obviously would like to see this score a little bit different, but just as a hockey game, it's been a fun one to watch.
Right point Zins. Feeds Kudla center of the line. Below the near circle, Crone tries to go upstairs from nearly behind the goal line, and he was nearly successful.
Yeah, he had daylight there. Radomski was up against the post in that RVH position. That's reverse vertical horizontal.
Oh, jeez.
You could see that little bit of daylight between the helmet and the post.
An overhead angle of that would be unbelievable.
Almost got the big shot off the head and in. Yeah.
Hit him in the head.
Well, Hank Crone, Brosy, you talked to him first intermission. He's a point producer. There's no surprise of that. 33 points on the year. To the net, blocker save made. His fifth shot of the contest. Kudla, left circle, tries to play it out in front. Crone had 8 shots on Wednesday evening. Tied a career high. And an icing call here against Rapid City. Crone entering tonight's game. 133 games in the ECHL, 76 goals, 192 points. He's got a helper here tonight.
It's a pretty solid point per game. Steelheads really hemming the Rapid City rush in on these last couple of plays, making them ice the puck, force them to stay out there tired, hopefully.
Pelton Bice wins the face-off back, but out of the reach of Register. Now it's Denny Gore. Drops back Davis through the high slot, and his wrister kicked away by the right leg across to the far corner. Steelheads right to left. End of a shift. Karan turns it over across the blue line as Martin sends it to the far wall for Gore. Wagner now lost it. And Kraz behind the trapezoid settles it down for Matt Register. About 7 minutes gone by here in period 3. All square at 4. Harsh dumps it in to the offensive end for Idaho to our left. Bernie will shovel it out through center. Demon plays to his right for Harsh. And it's angled in here by Hoffman. Radomski behind the net, twirls it up the far side. Finds the handle of Brendan Hoffman. Hoffman dumps Mans to the ground. It was Dustin Mans trying to bury Hoffman. little bit of a size differential there. Mann's 5'10", $194. Hoff 6'3", 223. Punt it, smacks it back in deep. Behind the net, Rodzinski. Button hooks along the end board, shielding away on his backhand through the left circle from Hyman. Flips it up top, punt it. Shipped by Hoffman at the near dot up into the netting. And we'll step aside for a media timeout. 12:18 to go in regulation, all even at 4 when we return.
Scandinavian Designs is proud to partner with the Idaho Steelheads to celebrate our Nordic roots. We know the arena is the best place to watch a game, but having a sports sanctuary at home is an easy win. Get the best seat in the house with our premium power reclining sofas and sectionals, featuring cup holders, USB ports, and more. Visit our Boise showroom to find your favorite, or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com.
You know you want a burger, so make it my Smash Jack. Rated the best burger in fast food. It's even got more beef than a Big Mac. Chin up, Ronald. Maybe you'll get a participation trophy. My Smash Jack, now on sourdough. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Propellant Viking scores! Score! Oh my goodness! And the Steelheads victorious!
All knotted up at 4 as we welcome you back inside the Idaho Central Arena in downtown Boise on this Friday evening. 12:18 to go in regulation. We went to overtime on Wednesday night. Cam McGuire alongside Steelheads netminer Thomas Scholl. Mark Bros down at ice level in between the benches. Ty Pelton-Bice, 2 goals tonight. Wins the offensive zone faceoff, blocker side of Radomski. Over on the far wall, Colella will chop it out through center. Idaho in transition right to left. Holden Whale intercepts the puck far side. And now it's Slava Demin back deep. To the near boards, punt it. Good pass up the right wing. Off the backhand portion of the blade from Karan, who angles it behind the net of Radomski. Rapid City with numbers back. Parker Bowman, a goal tonight. Right wing for Colella. Top of the circle. A slapper into the shin pads of punt it. Now Pelton-Bice feeds Crone left wing. Gets a step around Colella. A slap shot and a left shoulder save from Matt Radomski. Not often do we see Hank Crone lean into a slap shot like that.
Oh, man, he let it go.
Looked a little bit like a 1984 Wayne Gretzky or something coming down the wing.
6th shot of the game for Crone. Steelheads being outshot 33-28. Here's Lyndon McCollum. Right circle to the net. A backhander and a left pad save by Radomski. Couteau behind the net now to the corner for Martin. And Zins behind his own blue line tracks us down. Kudla diagonally, right wing. Hoffman moves into the offensive end. Try to toe pull around Couteau. His stick went flying all the way out to center. Hoffman racing in on the forecheck, kicking the puck now. Good effort there, but it's Milmuck who gains center red for Rapid City and lays it behind the cage of Cross to our right. Milmuck now above the near half wall. Skitters it along the end boards. Martin activates from the left point. Martin leaving for Bykoff along the backboards. Milmuck now out to the line. Played back in deep. Bykoff being defended by Zins. As Smedsrud and Kudla arriving at the scene. Hoffman coming in to make it a 3-on-2 advantage for Idaho. Puck tied up along the back wall just off the right shoulder of Cross. Worked freely to the line. Constantino shot sticked away by Cross to the end glass. Now left circle, a bid from Smedsrud. Blocked in front. And Hoffman will race out through center, 1-on-2. Lays it to the corner. And he'll head in on the forecheck. Rest of the 4 skaters out for Idaho heading off for a change.
Big save by Crosby there, and a great breakup by Hoffman to allow the team to get a change that they desperately needed.
Our Curry up the right wing. C.J. Walker with a goal tonight. Flips to the near side. White corralling it out in front just behind our Curry. And scooped up by Rapid City's Davis. Gore now squibs it back in. Register to play it behind the net. Works it up the far wall. Walker guides it out through center. Nice play there, and it rolls to the far circle in the Rapid City end. Zach Hoffman tracks it down. 9:12 to go here in the third. Steelheads Steelheads trying to start this 3-game series off 2-0 after the 4-3 overtime win Wednesday. And they're trying to win 4 straight against Rapid City, who picked up a 3-game sweep here in Boise in November. Kanade out through center, right to left. Skates it into the far corner. Absorbs the check by Bernie. Slips free up the boards to the line. Demon walks in. Wrist shot blocked by Bernie. Whale now reverses it behind the net for Hoffman. Oliver in pursuit as Whale stretches it out through center. Won't be enough for an icing. Kanade behind the cage for Demon. Slava Demon will weave his way through the neutral zone. Hoists it into the far corner and heads in on the forecheck. And now a stoppage down at ice level.
They've been calling these close ones all night, so I can't say I'm surprised. They've set the tone that that's going to be an icing tonight. So while maybe the players disagree, it's been consistent all night long that they want you to get all the way across that red line. Sometimes some linesmen are all right if you kind of just get there and your follow-through finishes the red. It seems like these guys want you to skate all the way across.
I think he was across the red line all the way to the Utah border. I don't get that one.
Well, nonetheless, an icing call against Idaho. This faceoff comes blocker side across. Crone will twirl it back into the rush end. This puck rolling on its side. Fortunate bounce for Rapid City. And another icing call against the Steelheads. Here's a look at it from Demon.
See here, Demon starts that flip before the red, and like I said, a lot of the time that's enough when you get that follow through at the red line. These linesmen have decided that tonight they want you to get all the way across, and as long as it's consistent, I think that's a fair call. And it has been consistent. They've called it a few times close like that.
Miller and Bowman in the circle.
Yeah, both benches have been barking.
Yeah, when you get complaints from both sides, it's usually pretty even.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeffers loses an edge in front of the penalty box directly across from us here. And now Demon knocks Bowman off his feet. Punt it up the near wall. Crone directs it in. Pelton bites the first forechecker on it. Rapid City with numbers back. Puck behind the net. Karan sweeps it to the near boards. Scooped up by Denny Gore, who had the equalizing goal at 15 seconds into the third. 4-4 here with 7:25 remaining in the contest. Be another icing call against Idaho. Dave Falcone not happy with that one.
Where's the tie go?
I don't know, but Everett Sheen is going to jump over the board soon.
Yeah. I thought Crone had a step there. I think he might have won that race, but I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the linesmen and say that they made the call out of a safety thing. They just don't want guys crashing into the boards full speed like that. And end of the day, the face-off's in our zone one way or the other, so we got to deal with it.
Dave, you know I can hear everything, right? I mean, you're only 2 feet away from me. All good fun. Gore out through center. Across the blue line. Drops back Davis to the net. Save made. Rebound. Cruz! A fantastic rebound stop. I'm not sure how he made that save.
That's a huge one for sure. Definitely a little bit of desperation. You don't see Ben Cross getting out of his comfort zone too often. He's a very structured, solid goaltender, but sometimes you got to make those saves, and it's awesome to see that he does.
30th stop of the night for the New Jersey native. Probably the biggest one we've seen in one of the biggest moments. Rodzinski in on the forecheck. Feeds McCollum. Back down low to the far corner. Hoffman trying to keep it in. Milmuck will squeeze it out through center. Bykoff lasers it off the end boards. Milmuck racing after it. Smedzrud behind the net now. Wraps it out in front. Intercepted by McCollum. He'll angle it off the right wing. Looking to get a step on Whale, and his wrister deflected off the stick of the defender. Back up into the netting. And we'll take a media timeout for our folks listening on the radio. 6 minutes to go in the third. Are we going on break here? I can't remember. We're going on a TV break. Thank you, Terry Moore. 4-4 the score reads when we return.
Every day, we lose 22 of our nation's veterans to suicide. The battle for their mental health doesn't end when they return home. These are the heroes that fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs. To help them breathe, to heal, and to find peace again. We believe that nature gives the freedom to heal. At Fireside Pine, our clothing is American-made, veteran-owned, and every purchase helps nonprofit organizations dedicated to veteran mental health. Together, we can give veterans the freedom to heal. Now open at the Village in Meridian.
Hey, grab me one too.
Ben Cross with one of the biggest saves of this game. Right before our media timeout, here's a look at the overhead angle. Wow. Used all 6'5" of that frame to kick that away with his right toe.
And that was in slow motion.
More like his right heel.
Yeah. Those rolling pucks had a little trouble controlling that first rebound, but battled hard, made that second save.
Back inside the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise. Cam McGuire alongside Idaho goaltender Thomas Scholl. Mark Bros down at ice level in between the benches. 4-4 the score reads, 5:50 remaining. Steelheads right to left here. Rodzinski left point to the net. Tipped by McCollum off the right pad of Radomski. 30th shot of the night for the Steelheads. 64 combined in this game. McCollum bends it to the corner near side for Rodzinski. Behind the cage, Hoffman, wraparound, backhander, save, rebound, he scores! The overtime hero from Wednesday night puts the Steelheads back out in front with his 10th goal this season on a wraparound tally. And it's 5-4 Idaho, 5:28 to play in the game.
Hoff so strong. He's such a powerful player. He's got that big frame, forces himself right around the net, and that's where he scored all 3 of these goals this weekend. Right around that net, beating off Rapid City rush defenders, and just being a force of will just to get that puck in.
That whole line was working hard. Those are big bodies. That's a good line.
That's a really good line. And yeah, absolutely awesome individual effort by Hoffman there.
Hoffman from Rodzinski and McCollum at 14:32 of the third. Brendan Hoffman with his 10th goal this season and his 150th career ECHL game. We spoke with him last night on our radio show. Acquired this offseason, completing a future considerations deal. Kanade now blocked down by Martin. Hoffman played a little last season with Reading to begin the year, then finished the campaign with Atlanta. Played for a former Steelhead in Derek Nesbitt, who helped the Steelheads the 2007 Kelly Cup. And as Hoff said last night, Derek Nesbitt had only positive things to say about not only the organization here in Boise, but the city and the area as a whole. Idaho trying to keep this lead. 4:20 to play in the game now. Idaho with 4 more goals in 4 of their last 5 games. And they've put up 21 over their last 5. An icing call here against Rapid City.
Cam, they've got some work to do down right in front of me.
Yeah.
On the ice.
Let them know. Give them the business.
Well, I thought you knew a guy.
I think that guy in the Santa hat in front of you could do it. face-off blocker side here of Radomski. 4:15 to play. White wins it to the near half wall. Red jerseys quickly swarm it. And now a delayed offside call against the Steelheads as they'll touch up and head off for some personnel changes. Brett Davis slugs it out through center. Far side of the red line, and there you go, Scholey. That's going to be an icing call, I believe, right? And as you mentioned, they're calling it very tightly.
Yeah. Like I said, consistency is really all you can ask from officiating staff. If they're calling it the same way for both teams, there's really not a whole lot of grounds to complain.
And you were right, Jolie. Both benches always are jumping up on the coaches are up on the bench. What?
Yeah, there's a lot of passion. You know, it's hard to see the big picture when you're down there on the ice sometimes.
Inside 4 minutes to play now. Ty Pelton-Bice leans in for the ozone faceoff. Wins it cleanly. Left point register to the hash marks Crone. Lays it along the kick plate. Constantino one-hands it up the far board. Sent back in deep by Pelton-Bice. Aaron Hyman now. Flips it out through the neutral zone. And stick down by Register behind his own blue line. Register up ahead, right wing. Caron leaves it at the boards. Register. The toe pull to his backhand. Now Crone. Up top, Harsh. Reese Harsh spins it back for Crone. Tried to let a shot go and fanned on it. Fortunately, Whale couldn't control it through center ice. I thought maybe for a second he was leaving that back for Reggie.
Yeah.
It's like a little nifty play there. It almost worked out. Connor Milmuck has it sticked away by Register.
Maybe he was, and it was such a good fake. He faked Register out too, you know.
Hoffman behind the net. Hoffman circling the zone. Now punt it left point. His shot punched away by the blocker of Radomski. Steelheads are 9-2 this season. When Hoffman finds the back of the net, he's got the go-ahead tally. Punt it, trying to give Idaho a 2-goal lead. A stick save made by Radomski.
Rodzinski's not a bad forward. He looks pretty good down there.
Nearly kept it in at the blue line. As Jeffers will wind it up. We'll keep an eye on Radomski here to our left. Big hit on the far side. And are they going to get Demon?
And they're calling a trip there.
Yeah, wow. I think he left his feet.
Well, we'll take our final timeout for our radio audience. Rapid City will look to even the score at 5 as they go to work on the power play with 2:21 remaining in the game. Meanwhile, for our FloHockey audience, our KTVB Channel 7.2 viewers, we take a look at our Kendall Ford and Meridian play of the game. Of course, it's Brendan Hoffman's go-ahead tally right now, coming moments ago at 14:32. You mentioned his size and his power, Scholey.
Yeah, I mean, not only does he get to the net and get this wraparound, he gets the second shot, which is the one that actually goes in. And that's just him being that big rig, being that truck. He was actually wearing a T-shirt this morning.
Yeah. Well, he wore it in our interview yesterday.
Yeah, he sure did. The big semi-truck with the big rig. And I think that's his identity on the ice, and he plays to it.
Here's another look at the penalty assessed to Demon. Yeah.
He gets him a little bit low. I see what the ref is calling this time of the game.
So here's a question for you, Scholey. If you're Chad Costello and Peter Drikos, do you pull Radomski, make it 6-on-4?
You're definitely going to look to pull him at some point. The risk of that is with being shorthanded, the Steelheads can ice the puck with no repercussions. Yeah. So they could go endless opportunities at the empty net as soon as they pull the goaltender. But 2 minutes left, 2 minutes on the penalty kill. You got to think that if they don't score in this first 30 seconds, minute and a half, they're going to be looking to get Radomski out of there and go 6-on-4.
So Demon and Tripping Minor at 17:39 as we're back underway here from the Idaho Central Arena. We welcome our KTIK audience back here. Power play for the Rush, trailing by 1. Tad over 2 minutes remaining. Rapid City left to right. Martin out through center. Hits to the offensive blue line. And we'll lay it back for Brett Davis. Hoffman in on it. A takeaway. And they'll slide it back to the crease as Radomski will play it forward for Martin.
Just right there, Radomski was out of the net. That puck's in the net.
Wagner down the left wing, gets into the O-zone. Smedrud across the zone. Davis in front, looking for Wagner. Sticked off by Punnett. Idaho can't clear. Radomski looking to the bench here with 90 seconds to go.
He's going.
And they're pulling him for a 6-on-4 advantage here for Rapid City, trying to tie it at 5. Steelheads can shoot towards the empty net with Demon in the box. A backdoor feed from Wagner, and Davis scores. Oh my goodness. Ryan Wagner with his 4th point of the game. Brett Davis with his 2nd tally of the night. And we're even at 5 with 79 seconds to play. Actually, it's Connor Millimuck. He'll lead the way down the bench. Wow.
Well, that was just being outmanned.
Millimuck, he tied it last night with about 6 minutes to play in the third to force overtime.
Yeah, it's a good play by Millimuck there. He's playing high, and as that puck's in the corner, he waits for the Steelheads to get a little bit puck watching, and he slides down that backside behind the eyes of the Steelheads defense and finds himself wide open on the backside.
Well, it's a power play goal from Millimuck, who played 11 games at the end of last season with Idaho. Now tallies in back-to-back games after snapping a 7-game goalless skid on Wednesday evening. Wagner and Martin with the assists. Inside a minute to play, back to 5 aside. Deadlocked at 5. Kudla through center, right to left. Kudla, high slot, a wrister off the crossbar as he looks up towards the rafters and up into the netting. What a shot that was. You want to talk about deception. There you go.
Just dancing his way into the middle, and he just snaps it off real quick. Fools Radomski, but just a touch too high, and it gets the crossbar and rings out.
First shot on net. Well, I guess that doesn't count as a shot, right? Crossbar?
Technically, it would not.
He has been bitten by that crossbar.
Came into the game 63 shots, 5th most amongst ECHL defenders. Back out through center. Reese Harsh sends it along the back wall. CJ Walker at the half wall. Plays it into the corner. 28 seconds remaining. Rapid City will send it out through center ice. Register will slow it back down. Allowing our Curry and Walker to swing. Register flips it to the attacking line. Glove down by Hoffman. A.J. White down the right wing. Lays it back. Our Curry with some room. Firing, and a glove save made by Radomski. And he went to go throw it towards the corner. And they blew the whistle on him with 4 seconds to play, and it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Steelheads.
Yeah, Radomski trying to make the smart play of letting that clock run out and guaranteeing themselves a point. But he holds on to it just a bit too long, and Steelheads will get one more chance off this faceoff.
With 4 seconds left, it comes to the glove side of Radomski. White leans in against Davis. Our Curry lined up just off the left shoulder of White. And that'll do it for the second straight game. We're headed to overtime, and we'll take a minute timeout. The overtime session begins when we return.
When your life changes, your health insurance might need to change too. Things like losing your current coverage, moving, having a baby, or getting married can mean you need new health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered. Just be sure to apply and enroll within 60 days of your change. Let's make health insurance one less thing you have to worry about.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Well, for the second consecutive game here this week, we are headed beyond regulation A power play goal from Rapid City forward Connor Millimuck with 79 seconds left, forcing overtime. Cam McGuire back upstairs with you alongside netminer Thomas Scholl. Mark Rose down at ice level in between the benches. Steelheads have now gone to overtime in 3 of their last 4 games. For Rapid City, 4 of their last 5. And it'll be the 4th straight game that Idaho has played in decided by a goal. Puck is down and we are underway. Sit back and enjoy. Steelheads attacking left to right. They start with Pelton, Bice, Crone, and Kudla. Rapid City with possession. Martin, Wagner, and Davis. Martin, far side. Swings it to Davis in front of the Rapid City bench. And he'll skate back behind his own blue. Brendan Hoffman ended it on Wednesday night with 44 seconds remaining in the 7-minute sudden death overtime. Wagner, a 4-point game. Carries up the near wall. Leaves for Martin at the hash marks. And now he'll slide it back for Davis. Rapid City attacking right to left here. 46 seconds in overtime. Wagner in front and a left toe save from Cross. Down on the seat of his pants.
Monster save by Crosby and great heads-up play to keep that puck alive and pass it over to the Steelheads to keep it moving.
Behind the net. Down to our right. To the center point, Crone. Spins it top of the left circle, Pelton Bice. Back up top for Kudla. Kudla leaves for Pelton Bice. Pelton Bice to the far dot. Hooked up by Martin. No call made. Yes, they will get one. And Idaho heads on the power play. A minute and 12 seconds into the extra session. As Martin will get the game time. Pelton Bice draws it a holding minor, and Martin is not happy.
To me, it's a must call. I mean, the refs clearly didn't want to make a call in overtime. They're hesitant to make this one. But you're going down. It's a grade A scoring chance. If they don't make this call, Rapid City's going back the other way on a 3-on-2.
Yeah, when you take both hands off your stick, something's going to be called.
And Idaho will use a timeout. And Martin not happy. Like I said on Wednesday night, watch for Francesco Arcuri. He had a couple of 4-on-3 overtime goals last season.
Hey, we're still on snow globe watch too, Brozy?
Yeah.
Ty Pelton Bice is going to be out there, and I heard he's a snow globe fan.
Yeah, there he is. Big 17.
Shake that thing up for some luck for us.
Crone, Pelton, Bice, White, and Kudla. A.J. White had an overtime goal against Rapid City last year. Pelton Bice has the hot hand tonight. Steelheads left to right here. Face-off blocker side of Radomski. Loose puck in the far corner. Pelton Bice comes away with it. 4-on-3. Kudla. To the near dot, Pelton Bice. Swings it up top, Crone. Back for Kudla. Now Pelton Bice at the right hash marks. Net front White. Pelton Bice to the far wall. Crone now. High slot, Kudla back near side. Pelton Bice fires and scores! Cap it off and through the hats. Because Ty Pelton Bice calls game. A 6-5 final score in overtime. A one-timer from the near circle. Ty Pelton Bice, his first career hat trick and his 6th career overtime winner as a Steelhead, set up by Patrick Kudla and Hank Crone.
Give that man his snow globe, Brozy.
I'm ready.
He earned it.
What a night.
A lot of great players stepped up tonight. I think Hoffman had an awesome night. I think, obviously, Ty Pelton Bice. But let's not forget about some of these saves Ben Cross made late, especially in that overtime. That save he made in the back door to keep that puck alive directly led to that power play for us, which led to the goal. I know I'm biased. I'm a goalie guy, but I always got to give credit to the goalies.
So 136 into overtime, a 4-on-3 power play goal from Typel and Bice. Where are you going, bros?
No, I just wanted to.
He wants his FaceTime.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3 stars.
From your Steelheads with 1 goal, number 15, C.J. Walker.
He's becoming a mainstay out there in these 3 stars.
C.J. Walker, your 3rd star of the night. Tonight's Idaho Central Crediting 2nd star from the Rapid City Rush with 1 goal and 2 assists is number 13, Ryan Wagner. And tonight's top star, of course with a hat trick, number 17, Ty Pelton Bice.
Oh, he's going all the way down the ice.
I never see someone go down here.
Yeah, he's soaking up this moment. He's feeling pretty good, as he should. That's a huge win for the Steelheads, and it's a good moment for him getting that first hat trick.
Overtime tie.
Oh, yeah.
How does a hat trick feel?
Feels great to do it in front of these fans. It's awesome.
You know, I got to give you a snow globe tonight for your hat trick. It's your first hat trick, right?
That's true. Thank you.
All right. So happy holidays, and go get them tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right. Typel Bice.
Well, Brosy was shaking that snow globe all night, Sholey.
You might have to get a second one for tomorrow, Brosy.
Yeah.
We might all need snow globes tomorrow.
Bros, you bringing another one tomorrow? Snow globe?
I'll pick up something appropriate.
All right, fair enough. Well, we'll speak with Typel and Bice upstairs as well when we return. What a game here tonight. The Idaho Steelheads victorious in overtime. Final score of 6-5. Typel and Bice ends it with his 3rd goal of the evening. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.